He is going deep and in for the touchdown is Jeffrey. Runs in a circle and is flattened at the 40-yard line of the Eagles. Back goes Foles. Fires. Slant. Touchdown. He fumbles the football and the Eagles have it.
We are not done yet. This is our new norm.
Eagles preseason football, fourth and final game here in this 2018 preseason, as tonight the Eagles wrap things up here in Philly against the New York Jets. Hi everyone, alongside Mike Mayock, Scott Graham, glad to be here with you as we close out the preseason. And Mike, what's going on? I mean, there's a lot of people talking about this team right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are in near panic mode. Should they be?
I think it's the most difficult preseason to evaluate since you and I have been doing games, and a lot of injuries, uncertainty at most of the skill positions on offense. But here's what I do know. Next Thursday night against Atlanta, a different team is going to show up. Jason Peters will be your left tackle. Darren Sproles will be in the offensive backfield and returning kicks. And the playbook will be wide open regardless of which quarterback plays next Thursday night. So for me, what I'm most concerned about, Scott, is whether or not they can play clean football, because penalties and turnovers have been the bane of preseason. That can't continue into the regular season.
Now you look at it, and of course everybody's talking about who the quarterback will be for the regular season opener, but the quarterbacks tonight are two guys right now who are trying to kind of find the new lease on life in the National Football League.
And it's kind of interesting because two of them are going to play, which tells you Nate Sudfeld, who will not play tonight, will probably be the number 3 quarterback, and they'll keep 3 on the 53. So can somebody make a practice squad? What it really comes down to for these two guys, Joe Callahan and Christian Hackenberg. Callahan has 2 years of experience in the league. The Eagles feel comfortable with who he is. I think it's a big night for Hackenberg, who does have practice squad eligibility.
Now you look back at what the preseason is and what the coaching staff is trying to do, and it's about evaluation of talent. Been some guys who have been on that bubble, or guys who have been looked at throughout the entire course of the preseason who've shown very well.
I think maybe the best story in the entire National Football League is here in Philadelphia, and that's left tackle Jordan Mailata. He got drafted in the 7th round by the Eagles. Remember, he's an Australian rugby player, folks. 6'8", 350, arms like vines. I didn't think he had a shot at making the Eagles 53. I thought he was a practice squad guy only. Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, has done wonders. This kid's got heavy hands, great balance, naturally powerful. He's making the 53, and he might be your left tackle of the future.
He also might be American Idol in the future. We'll get back to that. But I know this game, a lot of people say it's not, it doesn't have the same kind of a feel as many of the other preseason games do. I know you have a soft spot for this game.
This is a tough game for me. It's a tough night for me. I was always a bubble guy. And I know the fans want to move on to Atlanta, and I don't blame you. I mean, Atlanta is very sexy next Thursday night, defending National Football League champions. It's awesome. However, tonight what we have is a bunch of guys trying to make a team to continue their dream. And at the end of the day, at the end of the weekend, just do the math. There are 90 players on every team. 53 will make the team, 10 practice squad. That's 63. 27 guys times 32 means over 800 young men will wake up on Monday morning without a job, and even worse, a busted dream.
Well, they get an opportunity to show their wares for this team and others here tonight. It's the final game of the preseason. It is coming your way as the Eagles get set to take on the New York Jets next.
Tonight's game is brought to you by AAA, the right call for every drive. Visit AAA.com. Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. NRG, the official energy provider of the Philadelphia Eagles. And by Rothman Institute at Jefferson, the official orthopedic and healthcare partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Warm and steamy here in Philadelphia on the penultimate night of August, the last night of the preseason. Third man of our broadcast crew, Dave Spadaro, downstairs. Dave, feels like it's winding down right now, but this thing is really starting to wind up.
Well, I know a lot of people out there are getting ready for a holiday weekend, but for the Philadelphia Eagles, it is anything but. Call it a crazy eights kind of scenario for the Eagles. Look at the next 8 days for this football team. Playing tonight, making cuts, establishing a roster, a practice squad, and then next Thursday, the regular season begins and defense of the Lombardi Trophy. It is a critical and extremely busy weekend for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And you know what's interesting, Scott and Dave, is that the Eagles have 7 days, so tomorrow is really like a normal Monday for them, and they can't establish a practice squad to help them practice until Sunday. So they're really going to be short on personnel until Sunday when they can sign that practice squad roster, Scotty.
Talking to Doug Peterson about it this week as we got ready for this game, and that's certainly one of his biggest concerns right now, is not necessarily the long term of what this roster looks like, but piecing things together right now as they wait for guys to come back and who's going to fill what spots. Eagles deferred after winning the toss. Jets will get the football first. Out of the new kickoff alignment, it'll be a short kick, and Trent McCann, the rookie out of Virginia State, returns for New York. And he gets it out across the 30.
They drafted him in the 6th round out of Virginia State, hoping he would be the return guy, Cannon. And look who's starting at quarterback.
Well, it's interesting because the Jets made a trade yesterday. They also decided that Sam Darnold, their top pick, is going to be the opening day starter for them. And you got an opportunity to hear up close and personal exactly how it was that Josh McCown is in this game right now.
39-year-old Josh McCown, 16th year in the NFL, is starting tonight because Sam Darnold, the rookie, the 3rd overall pick in the draft, will start next week. So we'll get into it after this play, Scott.
The 32-yard line, McCown, who had a good year last year, throws it out. Lawrence Thomas, who's taken down immediately. No gain on the play. Joe Walker making the tackle.
By the way, Lawrence Thomas, who caught that, was a defensive tackle at Michigan State. They converted to fullback. But we're talking McCown. So I'm on the field before the game with McCown. I said, "Are you taking snaps tonight?" He said, "Yeah, I'm starting." I said, "How'd that work out?" And he said, "Well, when they traded Teddy, we were literally on the bus getting ready to come to Philly, and I realized I didn't have my shoes because I didn't think I was going to play. I had to go back in the locker room and get my spikes."
Oh, that's life in the NFL. Bridgewater traded away to the New Orleans Saints.
Interesting trade, huh? Bridgewater and a 6th round pick for a 3rd to New Orleans, and New Orleans gets him as a capable backup and potential starter down the road for Drew Brees.
Got a feeling that they believe right now is Sam Darnold gets ready for his opening day game next Sunday.
Oh, I like him. He was my highest ranked quarterback, and he approaches the game like Carson Wentz. He's all football all the time.
They're down at 6 now from McCown of the Jets offense. Got some time and looking deep down the field, well covered and just off the hands of his intended receiver, Charles Johnson, down that right side. That was good coverage down the sidelines.
Yeah, Chandon Sullivan, a free agent corner out of Georgia State. Now, I liked him at the Senior Bowl. Small school kid. He loses the football here. You see that little hesitation at the end. He did a nice job in press coverage at the Senior Bowl. Why didn't he get drafted? He ran 4.6 at the Combine. That's a slow number for a corner, but I'll tell you, he competes. He tackles, he competes, he plays special teams. Chandon Sullivan's had a good camp.
Lachlan Edwards will punt it away. Back deep for the Eagles. DeAndre Carter had a big return last week in Cleveland, standing inside his own 20.
Now this is where the Jammers have to do a great job. Bad kick.
Didn't turn over and didn't get a whole lot of it. It bounces out of bounds somewhere in the vicinity of the 25-yard line. They're going to say it actually made it down to the 21. So 40 yards on the punt, no return. And Joe Callahan, the local product, gets his opportunity. Played in Wesley in Delaware, of course, product of Absecon, New Jersey. Got a flag down, by the way, on the punt. The Eagles' starting position might not be the 21.
We can call him a local guy, right?
Yeah.
Local kid.
During the kick, player out of bounds, number 17. At 5 yards, be added to the end of the run. First down.
Barry
Anderson, yeah, new official, new referee for tonight, substituting this evening.
Yeah, I spoke with him and Cleet Boyer before the game. Cleet said hi and introduced me to Barry, and he was excited. There's Cleet on the sideline.
Cleet Blakeman, one of the best in the game. Kind of an easier night for him tonight.
Yeah, he's a starter, getting some rest.
It's the 4th game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So first down, they'll move it to the 26-yard line, and Callahan trying to throw a pass in rhythm, and does to Billy Brown out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. And a gain of 5.
Play action, Billy Brown, the tight end, who I think has a lot of tools. He was a wide receiver at Shepherd College, converted to tight end. He's highly athletic and catch the football and will compete in the run game. He's just got to be accountable in the right place at the right time and be more consistent because he's got some talent.
Josh Adams alone back in the backfield for the Eagles on 2nd and 5. Here's Adams. Closed off for him. He figured out a way to make something out of it, though, and got a couple.
And he's an intriguing kid now out of Notre Dame. Why did he not get drafted? He didn't get drafted because of durability issues, but he's gifted. Watch the cut. Here's the cut right there. Nice job. He innately has a feel for knowing when to make the cut. Because he's a long-legged guy, it takes him a little bit longer, but he's got a really good feel for the game.
Third down, call it 3. They got to get it out to the 36. And they're running it again, and this time he's got nowhere to go. All kinds of penetration into the backfield.
Yeah, Henry Anderson from Stanford, 4th-year player from Stanford, was in there.
So with the loss on the play for Adams, punting unit will come out for the Birds.
Doug Peterson told us they wanted to get Adams lathered up tonight. You know, give him 10, 12, 15 touches. He's going to play special teams. They want to see him answer the bell Monday morning.
For a brief moment, it looked like the Jets weren't going to drop a return man. As Cameron Johnson comes on, he's averaged 47.5 and has 6 inside the 20 here in the preseason. Gets that one away, returnable at the 20. Pretty good coverage downfield, but also making a first man miss. It turns into a good return.
Yeah, he makes Chandon Sullivan miss.
George Atkinson the third with the 22-yard return, and the Jets good field position to begin their second drive. First 4 minutes of action here at Lincoln Financial Field, but a couple hours ago, this is what the field looked like.
And for all you folks that want to know what Carson Wentz looks like, I watched him go through his entire workout. Right here is reacting to a coach who's giving him directions. I think he looks as good as I've ever seen him going back to North Dakota State. He looks quick. He's in great shape. He's got a live arm. But my caveat is people forget that it's not only an ACL injury. It's also an LCL. It's more than one ligament. The LCL apparently takes longer to heal than the ACL. I think the Eagles are smart in taking a long look at this. When the doctors say it's time to go, he goes.
That's their second drive. Trenton Cannon will lose yardage on that carry to the left side.
And Scott, to take it a step further, having watched Carson at, I don't know, 10, 15, 18 practices, I think his movement skills are outstanding. You couldn't tell he was ever hurt, but the point of the time frame is to make sure that both the ACL and the LCL are protected when he goes back to live action.
Carson's tired of hearing the question, when are you coming back? Everybody's tired of hearing the question. It's going to be a medical decision. It's going to be made at some point.
We're going to be looking again.
Is that going to be this week? I guess we'll find out. Second down, and good job of closing off the running lane for Cannon this time. He got back to the line of scrimmage and 2 to spare out near the 49-yard line. Sullivan making the tackle along with Leroy Reynolds.
Sullivan active so far. Now watch the get off right here with Stephen Means. He gets up the field, and now the linebacker's got to fill. Good job by Joe Walker, who won't get credit for the tackle, but he took on the block. And then Leroy Reynolds and Chandon Sullivan cleaned up.
Means and Josh Sweat will be getting a lot of time at the defensive end position in this game. Third down, quick throw, and first down. Good look for Clive Walford, the tight end, down at the Eagles' 41-yard line, a pickup of 10.
I pretty much guarantee you the Jets aren't going to take a whole lot of chances with getting their 39-year-old quarterback hurt. It's going to be a lot of run, a little play action, and the ball's going to get out quickly.
Josh McCown has started for 6 teams in his career, including Arizona, Detroit, Oakland, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Cleveland before coming to the Jets. And they decided they were going to make a move for a quarterback at the top of the draft in a quarterback-heavy draft. But McCown really had himself an excellent year last year. He was voted the team MVP.
This is the guy the Eagles want to get some pressure right there, Josh Sweat.
Good penetration on the inside.
Kyle Wilson from the inside out, rookie linebacker from Arkansas State. You know, and we talk about Josh Sweat, the defensive end, was a 4th-round pick. And Scott, he's kind of a genetic freak. You know, he ran 4.5 easy. He looks great. He's got to be more stout against the run game.
and they want to see him flash in the pass game. They want to see more out of him so he can get into that defensive end rotation.
They certainly do have depth, and seeing Brandon Graham back and working again this week was obviously good news. Second down, the throw in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Sherrod Peak. Tell you, Brandon Graham was back. One thing that did not go away, the smile. Walking through the hallway the other day, this huge smile. Just that same easygoing. Of course, when he's got the helmet pads on, not the same kind of easygoing, but truly just one of the real gentlemen and fun guys.
I talked to him a couple of times. Big hit right there. And that's Jeremy Reeves, who, number 41, who is a little undersized, not as fast as you would like, but I'm telling you, he's an instinctive, tough football player.
So third down, they've got to get it to the 31. Cal has time, throws again, and once again his receiver can't make the play, trying to adjust to the football. That was Cannon out of the backfield. And on fourth down, the Jets are going to punt it away. Or are they?
Field goal.
Wow. 58-yarder.
This is when to do it, right? Why not?
Sure. Jason Myers.
They just picked him up this past week.
Taylor Bertolet has been the guy who's been kicking for them throughout the preseason, but this is Myers now, who's got a leg. And he banged that one, and he got it.
And that's pressure. You just got cut by New Orleans. You come in here and hit a 58-yarder.
Well, the early lead for the New York Jets. Big-time field goal nearly midway through this first quarter. Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. Here's the offensive line taking a night off.
Jason Kelsey, best speech in Philadelphia history. Wisniewski, one of the better stories in the league because you can't kick him out of the starting lineup. And how about Sayamalo last week? Played center, left guard, and left tackle. Talk about utility, because when you get into the regular season, Scott, you might carry 9 or 10 offensive linemen, but you're only dressing 7 on game day.
That kind of flexibility is huge, and obviously getting him back, Jason Peters, that will be huge as well. On track to be ready to go for Thursday night here in the opener against the Atlanta Falcons.
He's amazing, Jason Peters. I mean, he doesn't want to talk to the media. He doesn't want to pat himself on the back. But when you watch the offensive line work, after practice, he's grabbing the young tackles and working kick slide, working hands. That's the sign of a healthy room, a healthy locker room, when your veterans are taking that kind of time with the young guys.
Andre Carter is going to just watch this one work its way through the back of the end zone. And a touchback for the Eagles' second drive to begin.
So we're talking about who's going to make the team and who's not going to make the team. If you look at the O-line, it'll be 9 or 10. The first 5, there's the starting line right there, right? Vaitai's a sub, Sayamalo, there's 7. I think Warmack and Maileta make the team. Now, keep in mind, Pryor is a 6th-round pick. I think he's on the bubble, could make the 53, but also might be cut and then brought back on the practice squad.
Now, these are Mike's roster projections we'll be going through for the rest of the night. I'm sure that many others out there have their own. Going to find out over the course of the next several days, as Dave Spadaro pointed out at the top, who's going to be here, who's not, who's going to be changing addresses in the NFL. There's going to be a lot of that as well.
It's more complicated than it's ever been for Howie Roseman, because they have some guys that are going to miss anywhere from 1 week to 6 weeks. Nigel Bradham, 1-game suspension. They've got Jernigan, who probably will be on NFI. Maragos, who will be on PUP. Rogers, the tight end, is banged up. So Howie's got to make a lot of decisions.
Callahan throwing and hooking up with Billy Brown out across the 30-yard line. Third down coming up in about 3.
And that's where, if you're Callahan coming to your left, you want to put that ball on the other hip so Billy Brown can catch it and keep running. If he has to slow and fall down, you're losing. That should have been a first down throw. Watch what happens. Billy Brown's going to come on a crossing route. Now, put it on the outside shoulder. He slows down and has to stop. If you put it on the outside, he drops the pad level and falls forward for a first down.
Got to get it to the 35-yard line to move the sticks for the first down of the night. Callahan firing, and Nearly got picked off, but how about that? All the way through to DeAndre Carter for a first down. He threw that into a really tight window, and Carter gets 19.
Carter keeps making plays. Here he is in motion. He's just going to run a quick slant underneath right there, create separation. I don't know how the ball got through. That's just a really well-thrown football that gets through. Neville Hewitt had an opportunity to make the play, but Carter just continues to impress, both as a return guy and a receiver.
Into Jets territory with the first down of the night, and an empty backfield now for Callahan.
Notice who's down here, running back Josh Adams.
And an errant snap. Callahan going to have to just get on top of it, and does. That's going to be a big loss all the way back inside the 40. That was the second errant snap. On the first down play, he made a one-handed catch. Yeah.
Yep.
John Toth getting started center.
I think that's an over-adjustment because you mentioned the one-handed catch. That was with his left hand. This one was on the right side.
Both an undrafted free agent out of Kentucky. Of course, Jason Kelsey is your starter at center. Sayamalu likely the backup should Kelsey be unable to go in the regular season. Callahan's got a little bit of time. Lofting it deep down the field for Wheaton, and it's incomplete. Marcus Wheaton gets his first opportunity to make an impact here in a preseason game. He was covered by Derek Jones, got the ball in his hands, but couldn't haul it in.
And this was a heavy play action vertical shot, pre-planned. It's only a 2-receiver route. Derek Jones, the corner, stays over top. Now what you would like there is for the young quarterback to lead it more to the middle of the field. There's not a free safety there. And if he throws it away from an outside leverage corner, then the wide receiver Wheaton has a better opportunity to catch the football.
More than likely he's got a touchdown. So 3rd and 23 now. And Callahan once again with a pump fake. Chance to throw it downfield again. Trying to have his receiver Justin make a play, but Rashard Davis become nowhere near that ball, and the Eagles will have to punt it away.
Get the feeling watching Joe Callahan, he likes throwing the football on the move. You know, you're talking about another one of those short quarterbacks. That first week preseason against Pittsburgh, he got out of the pocket early and often, made some plays, made some mistakes, but made some plays. And that time he got out of the pocket, tried to make a play down the field, but good coverage by Justin Burris, third-year player out of North Carolina State.
5,000 yards in one season, winning the Gagliardi Trophy, which is basically the D3 Heisman Trophy. And a good punt. Catching, won't quite stick, and it rolls to the back of the end zone. On the touchback, Jets get it back. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in this first quarter in New York on top by 3. Gatorade, carbs to refuel, electrolytes to replenish. What was it you were saying a little bit earlier about the big man, the big left tackle?
How about Jason Peters is right in the middle of this with Jordan Mailata. We talked about how he's helping the young tackles. Look at him. He's got Mailata going through some kick slides, some movements. I mean, he's 36 years old. He's in his 15th year. He was a college tight end out of Arkansas. And I get a huge look at him. He's looking at the pictures that come down from the booth. And he's working with all the young guys. And to me, whether it's him or Malcolm Jenkins, when you walk around the Eagles practice field, look at it right here. Peters is working with them. Footwork, hands, placement. Look at this. I mean, that's priceless. You've got a great O-line coach like Stoutland, but you've got a guy that's a potential future Hall of Famer shadowing your every step, and I give Jason Peters a ton of credit.
First down for New York. McCown on the roll. He finds his man. That's going to be first down yardage for New York for Lawrence Thomas. Go down to Dave Spadaro.
Mike, it's such a game of numbers. You mentioned that the Eagles might keep 9 or 10 offensive linemen, and that's very possible. Last year, cut down day, going into week 1, they had only 8 offensive linemen on the active roster, and throughout much of the season, 8 linemen. So it really is going to be a juggling act for Howie Roseman, Joe Douglas, and the Eagles.
And I think a lot of that is a testament to how strongly they feel about their offensive line coach, Jeff Stoutland, and his ability to develop young linemen and keep one or two of them on the practice squad.
Also has something to do, I would say, with the fact that you've got some versatility with guys who can play multiple spots along that offensive line. That does help.
Well, Vaitai can be your swing tackle, and Sayamalo can play all three interior positions. So there's your 7. And there's Coach Stoutland. He was the offensive line coach at Alabama. I mean, I watch a lot of practices in college and the NFL, and he's in that group of elite offensive line coaches. And when we talk to Sayamalo, remember, he's an Australian kid that had never, what did he say? He said, yeah, his reputation preceded him. he worked me out at my pro day, and I've never been so tired or so yelled at.
Second down for New York now from the 37. And they stick to the ground. Pretty decent yardage for a guy whose name you probably recognize. Sharkandrick West was let go by the Kansas City Chiefs. New York picked him up this week. Now in his 5th year out of Abilene Christian.
Yep. They just signed him on the 24th. Tough to make a roster when you're coming in the last week of week 4.
He has had some very big games and stretches of seasons in the NFL in his first 4 years.
They're just very deep at running back in Kansas City, and he's hoping to put some tape out there showing everybody he's healthy and ready to go and play this season.
3rd down and 2. And it's West again. This time caught in the backfield and going nowhere.
Is that Kyle Wilson again?
I think it was Reynolds.
Was it Reynolds? One of the linebackers came sifting through, did a heck of a job.
Roy Reynolds, great penetration into the backfield, wouldn't let him go.
You play for Jim Schwartz, what you're going to see. Here's Reynolds here. Watch him come downhill. He reads it correctly, sees the pull, gets up into the hole. That's really a good job. I love the recognition. And Scott, what coaches talk about, linebacker coaches, trusting your eyes. When you see that movement up front and a guard pull or a tackle block down, you just shoot your gun and go.
So Carter just inside his own 10-yard line. It's a little bit of a pooch punt. Once again, not very good for Loughlin. Doesn't get the bounce he wants either. It's going to be inside the 20, but that's about all. Brandon Copeland downs the ball, and that will do it for the punt. Just 36 yards and no return as the Eagles get another turn offensively. NRG is the official energy provider of the Philadelphia Eagles.
You know, you talk to Carson Wentz and you say, who do you really like to watch tape of? And he talks about Aaron Rodgers. Why? Because he extends the play. He's athletic. That's a normal Aaron Rodgers play, and it compares favorably with what we've seen from Carson Wentz. Look at him in the pocket in Washington. Feels pressure. Rolls out. Here comes the athletic ability. Eyes up the field. There's the grab of the shirt. But where are his eyes? Always down the field, looking to beat you vertically.
Mike's tape day breakdowns tonight are presented by Wawa. He started off, and the run to the near side is going to get him maybe a yard, maybe not. You talk about Aaron Rodgers, and that's the guy that this guy, Joe Callahan, was helping to back up in Green Bay. Talked to him this week and was there for his first rookie camp, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't there yet, of course, as a veteran. Then he kind of rolls in, and you know, Callahan's thinking about everything that he was trying to learn in his weekend at rookie camp. Aaron Rodgers has been at the Kentucky Derby. He was telling stories. He said, there's a little bit of a difference, you know?
Yeah, I'm the rookie free agent out of Wesley College in Delaware. He's at the Kentucky Derby.
He said he got an opportunity, though, to talk a little bit and learn a little bit from Aaron Rodgers. And clearly, when you get an opportunity to be around one of, or arguably the best in the game, it's a great opportunity for Callahan to learn a little bit more about how to play his position.
And then he also had a short stint in New Orleans. And, you know, you're talking about Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers back to back. And
then he comes into this quarterback room, the quarterback room that you love. And, I mean, he's got a great opportunity in his short period of time in the NFL to learn.
No doubt about it.
Through the middle, it's going to be first down yardage for Josh Adams. They open a hole on the right side, and he hits it out to the 32 for a pickup of 5.
There's a good pull from behind. I think it's Vaitai coming up and making a block inside. Watch it. We're going to go inside zone, skip pull, gets on the linebacker right here, and there's the hole. Nice job by Vaitai, who's had a couple of tough weeks. But to be honest with you, it was more in the pass game than the run game. He's been solid in the run game, but Adrian Claiborne from New England undressed him 2 weeks ago. Last week it was Cleveland. He needs to do a better job in the pass protection side of it.
Doug Peterson said they wanted to get him some snaps tonight, get him into a rhythm, getting ready for the regular season. Adams gets a yard off the right side. Deion Simon with a tackle for New York.
Did you catch any of the Hard Knocks?
I did not.
It's kind of interesting because the Eagles were involved this week, of course.
Yeah.
And Michael Kendricks gets up and talks about the weaknesses of Nick Foles, and he talks about Zach Ertz being a great receiver but won't block. And then, 2 days later, he's indicted for insider trading. And tell you, this Hard Knocks show this year has been awesome.
Sometimes real life drama is even better than the stuff you see on the field. 1 quarter down here in the final preseason game. Jets on top by 3. The Eagles official fan jewelry collection celebrates the Eagles Super Bowl 52 championship. Shop this exclusive limited edition line of finely crafted jewelry at jostens.com/Eagles.
Yeah, I look for the Eagles to keep 6 wide receivers in week 1. It's complicated because of the Alshon Jeffrey situation. Now, he's going to be on active PUP, I believe, meaning that he might miss the first week or two, but you got to keep him on the active 53. So Aguilar, Wallace, Hollins are all in. I think Shelton Gibson's played his way onto this team, special teams and catching the football. And I've got Kamar Aiken. I know a lot of people don't see that, but I think the big body is a wideout, but more importantly, the reliability and versatility on special teams earns him a roster spot. I still think some of those guys that got listed as out could either be on the roster or practice squad.
Second down and long on this first play of the second quarter. Wide open throw, and guess who? DeAndre Carter found his spot once again, and he's into Jet territory for a pickup of 19.
Nice job by the quarterback, Callahan. Watch him be patient and wait for Carter to come open. Here comes, he's going to look for the second window, steps up into the pocket and puts it right on him. Really nice job by Callahan, and Carter continues to show that he understands how to separate man coverage and knows when to sit it down in zone.
10th catch of the preseason, averaging almost 18 yards a catch. First down from the Jet 49. Play action, Callahan looking downfield, nothing there, and sails it over the head of his tight end. Might remember Anthony Denham, who was here last year in camp and also spent 2016 on the Eagles practice squad. He was brought in this week, and based upon the tight end situation right now, Richard Rodgers is hurt. You don't know who the other tight end would be that they would carry for the beginning of the season in the 53-man roster.
And it gets further complicated because Josh Perkins, who's played very well, has also been nicked up recently. So there are a lot of moving parts for the 53 for week 1.
Second down, it's Adams. Adams off the first cut, looked like he was going to actually run into some space, but instead gets stopped after a gain of about 2.
Neville Hewitt did a nice job, linebacker coming in and cleaning that up. I mean, you look at Adams, and you want to talk about a good-looking running back. 6'2", 225 pounds. Big career at Notre Dame. If you put the Georgia tape on, you watch him go 60 for a touchdown. I think he went 80 for another one. They obviously had one of the best offensive lines in college football. The talent is there. The only question is durability.
Donnell Pumphrey in the game now at running back, and Callahan kind of running for his life on third down and long, just throws it away with pressure coming. That'll bring the punting unit out once again for the Eagles.
Yeah, Xavier Cooper did a nice job keeping outside leverage and forcing the ball out. I thought the Eagles had a little something going after they made the completion to DeAndre Carter, 1st and 10 around the 50-yard line, but it fizzled out quickly.
So Johnson going to punt it away. Trey McBride back deep, standing at his own 10. A great opportunity here for Johnson to try to bury the Jets back deep in their own end.
Spoke with Jordan Mills right there before the game. He's got that bright green haircut. Really like him. 7th-round pick who's become a top corner.
And that little pooch punt. This time it does stick.
Nice job by Carter.
He's there on special teams, downs it at the 7, and that's where the Jets will start out their next drive after a 41-yard punt and good special teams coverage.
Gunners and jammers. This is how you make a football team, folks. 2 against 1. Carter's fighting hard. And Terrence Brooks, the former Eagle, number 23, got a big hit on, knocked him down, right? So he got double teamed and knocked down twice.
That's a fun job right there.
Now he's singled. And he uses his speed and quickness to get outside, cuts back underneath, fights through, and gets the down. And I'm telling you, if you don't understand what this night's all about, trust me, DeAndre Carter does. And every one of these plays means so much to Dave Phipp and who makes the roster and who doesn't.
Jets backed up because of that good coverage. West works his way out to the 10. Let's go down to Dave Spadaro. Well, we will go down to Dave Spadaro when...
Tell Spuds he needs to be ready. So, Spuds, we're coming down to you with Corey.
A year ago, Corey, you were in this position of sweating it out for the final roster spot. What was it like?
It was definitely a tough time, especially on the mental side. Just being in a position where I didn't know what if I was going to make the roster or not. So I had great teammates around me to keep boosting my morale and just coming out here and have high confidence.
Well, the pride of Glassboro, New Jersey. What did you do in the offseason to become a better football player?
I did a lot more conditioning on my side and just paid more attention to the playbook. I think if you boost your IQ, a lot of things can come your way, especially on and off the field. I definitely want to be able to answer questions faster when it comes to Deuce, and having Coach Peterson's trust in me.
And your thoughts on the offense heading into the regular season?
Oh, dominant squad. We're led by a great guy, especially Carson Wentz, Nick Foles as well. So I got always high confidence in those guys.
Corey, congratulations. You made the team.
Appreciate it.
Corey Clements, Scott, back to you.
Terrific kid. Third down. That pass juggled and dropped. And a good hit coming up from Joe Walker to make sure that was not completed. Jets are going to have to punt it from shadow of their own end zone.
Joe Walker's been very active tonight. Really like him coming off injury. 236-pound third-year player out of Oregon. Very reliable. And a core special teams player.
So Carter, who has been very active on special teams. Deep man for the punt return now, finding his spot just outside the Eagles' 40. This should be pretty good field position. All is said and done.
Yeah, this is where the jammers have to hold those gunners and give him a little room to get a return.
Bachman finally hit one, and he kicked it away from Carter. There was no chance for there to be a return. Now, let's figure out exactly where the line is that crossed the sideline.
Ref is still walking,
yeah.
Still walking, still walking.
Yep.
He's jogging,
there
folks.
It is.
There we go.
48-yard line. So 42 yards with no return on the punt, but good field position coming for the Eagles. And now Christian Hackenberg will get his first opportunity as an Eagle.
Yeah, 6'4", 230. Came out of Penn State, where, remember, rookie year. Played for Bill O'Brien, who's now the Houston Texans coach, and he had a big year. One of the most highly recruited 5-star quarterbacks in the country. Big freshman year at Penn State. And then Bill O'Brien leaves, and the sanctions came in at Penn State. And we'll talk a little bit more as the first half rolls on.
Hackenberg rolling away from pressure, and down he goes. It's Brandon Copeland who was given chase and ultimately took his feet out from under him at the 45.
By the way, Brandon Copeland is a local guy. Played at University of Penn. He's in his 4th year. He's been with the Ravens. He's a really good football player, and you love to see the local guys make well, regardless of what team they play in the league.
Well, Hackenberg's situation you know pretty well by now, drafted by the New York Jets, and over the course of the last 2 years, he did not play a down in an NFL game in a Jets uniform. He was active for 5 games, but saw no action. Second down, handing it off this time as a flag flies on the play.
I think I saw a stat. He's the first quarterback to be drafted in the first 2 rounds since 1980 that didn't get a live snap in a regular season game.
Legal formation, number 68 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. We play second down.
No regular season snaps. The last game action, Scott, was a year ago tonight when he played for the Jets against the Eagles. Exactly 1 year ago tonight. So the Jets cut him. Oakland picked him up. They traded for him actually in May. I should say, not cut him. They traded for him in May. They cut him a month later. And Philadelphia picked him up a couple weeks ago.
I do remember the opening moments of his collegiate career. I called his first home game on television. He threw for over 300 yards against Eastern Michigan. They're going to get a delay of game call.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Tough start. Talk about wanting a clean game. Hackenberg coming in. He gets tripped up on the first play coming out of the pocket. Then a delay of game. So we've got second and what?
A bunch. Call it 23.
23. Not a good start. Let's see if he can stabilize a little bit. We got our big guy. Look at him. They're confused again. They got to get the play into him. Got the big guy in at left tackle, by the way, folks. Jordan Mailata.
And he was the one who got hit for the illegal formation call on the previous play.
Because he needs to be up on the line of scrimmage.
Rush coming. Hackenberg stepping up, throwing complete. Got all of that yardage back and a couple to spare as he finds Anthony Denham right at the 50-yard line.
Nice job there. Here's Mailata. Kick sliding out. Look at him on the inside move. Just washes the outside linebacker down. And Hackenberg with an outstanding job of climbing the pocket and a quick snap throw to the tight end. But you see what I mean by Mailata? You got an outside linebacker with an inside move, power step down, clean him across the quarterback's face. That's big time. Do I sound excited, Scotty?
You sound very excited.
That's awesome stuff, man.
Talk about a short period of time. And there's your interception. Going back the other way. Justin Burris with a flag on the play. Did he step out of bounds? He doesn't think so. He's taking it all the way back to the house. Well, the question is about the flag, which is all the way back at the 48-yard line.
And whether or not he was down.
If it were to stand, it would be a 55-yard interception return for a touchdown. They got some work to do to figure this one out.
So the receiver looked to me like he stopped his route. I'd like to see that one more time if I could.
And the question is...
Here it is. Inside leveraged.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's got to keep running, right?
Yeah, the receiver's got to protect his quarterback. He can't allow a corner to cross his face. You can't put that on Hackenberg. Now watch Mailata. Whoa!
During the return. Personal foul. Blindside block.
Yep.
Number 59, the return team. That 15-yard penalty is from the 45-yard line. First down.
So the hit on Mailata that we just showed you was the penalty. Remember that's another one. Watch Mailata right here. That's another one of the safety issues.
Oh, yeah.
And that was Frankie Louvu, rookie from Washington State, lighting them up. In the old days, you got an attaboy. Today, the coaches are like, what are you doing? 15 yards.
Spent a little time at a seminar up in New York this week, more than a little time, talking about the rules and the reasons why from the National Football League, and they are plenty, but there's an awful lot to keep track of from a player perspective, from an official's perspective, and it's going to be a learning process as this 2018 season moves on. Timeout on the field. 3-0 Jets on top here early in the second quarter. Game presented by Verizon. One family, different unlimited plans. Now go mix and match. After the Eagles turn over the interception and the penalty, New York takes over at their own 40. Quarterback is rookie John Wolford. Wolford is a guy who was a finance major at Wake Forest while he was busy leading the ACC with 29 touchdown passes. He was home. He was working for a private equity fund as an intern. He was going to be full-time 2 weeks from now. They called and said, hey, you want to take a ride up here and play quarterback? Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm guessing that job is still available.
Probably.
That firm was in Winston-Salem, where Wake Forest is, where he was a 4-year starter. So I'm guessing they're going to keep that open for him if so inclined.
Working out of the shotgun and coming up out of his stance.
False start on the offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Brett Qualley called for jumping up out of his stance in the false start.
Jimmy Schwartz. I've said it before. I think he's one of the finest defensive coordinators in the National Football League, and I do believe that he'll eventually become an NFL head coach again. Remember, he had the Lions for 5 years. A couple whispers this offseason. Remember the conversation about potential interview with the Giants, and the Eagles lost a couple of coaches, and that's the residue of success.
Blitz coming. Wolford throwing over top of it. Put it in a good spot. He's got himself a first down.
Nice throw. Put it over top of Stephen Means, who dropped off in his own blitz concept.
Jordan Leggett, an 18-yard pickup and a Jet first down.
So you'll see the drop, and he'll put it right in over their heads. Really nice touch, and Jeremy Reeves makes the tackle. Now, Reeves is the kid from Southern Alabama. Saw him at the Senior Bowl.
First down, big hole. That's going to be first down yardage for Trenton Cannon, who's been running well in the preseason for New York. He gets 17 on the carry.
We're talking about Reeves. Now, here's a tackle he's got to make, okay? Is this 41 here, I believe? They break it up the middle, 1-on-1 in the open field right here. This is so hard on a free safety. Doesn't make the tackle. Good hustle from the backside. I like him. He's got a high football IQ. He's tough. A little bit physically limited, which is why he was not drafted.
First down for New York. They're moving it well now. Coming off the turnover, but that is no gain on the play in the middle of the line and right in the middle of it, Josh Sweat.
Another guy that's fighting hard and I think might earn a roster spot is Trey Sullivan. And you talk about who's the fourth safety. Remember, Chris Maragos is still out, one of the better special teams players in the NFL. He's going to be out for a while.
That's the question. When is he coming back? You don't know.
And I think Trey Sullivan, both as a safety and a special teams player, has earned his way onto this roster.
Second down and 10 from the 30. Little swing pass. Cannon can't hold on to it.
Got to catch it. You got drafted to catch those kind of passes. Trent Cannon has struggled this season, this preseason. Now, so we talked about safeties, and Jenkins and McLeod are as good a combination as there is in the NFL. Corey Graham they brought back. I think he's a key part of this secondary. I think Sullivan has worked his way in. Maragos, if he stays on the PUP, has to be out 6 weeks, and that leaves Gallen, who they signed this week, and Reeves on the outside looking in.
Third down and 10 now. Floated up toward the corner, well covered and picked off.
There you go, make a play.
Making a play, Chandon Sullivan for the third time tonight. The rookie out of Georgia State with the interception inside the 5.
Love that he has the confidence to turn around and find the ball in the air. He bails, hip to hip, looking for the football the whole time, elevates at the right time and makes the catch. A lot of rookies panic. Chandon Sullivan, nice job, young man.
One turnover deserves another. The Eagles will get it back when we come back.
There's this girl, she holds my heart like a stack of cards. She's got class, she's got style, yeah. She can make a man fall in now. There's nothing to see, no way to go. She's standing next to me, yeah, yeah. And that's enough. That's no joke.
I tell you what, if I'm on The Voice, I'm turning my chair around for that.
Well, we had him in our meeting yesterday, and I kind of shamed him into doing an a cappella version of Tennessee Whiskey. And I think the whole room was stunned and in awe. And if he ever showed up at one of those reality shows, I think he'd make the cut.
As you know, there is a tradition of rookies singing in the National Football League, and that's how everybody found out he was able to do what he's able to do. Now, he's not only got the singing, he's got the moves too.
He's the fourth of 5 kids. Spoke very highly about his parents. He said he got his singing skills from his dad, and ended up singing a lot in church every week. The whole family would go to church, and singing was a big deal.
Did you notice that full-size guitar looked like a ukulele in those hands?
I'm telling you, he's the biggest dude I've seen in the league, and I've been around here a long time.
A couple of yards outside the 10, third down coming up. At Santander Bank, we want you to prosper. That's why we treat you and your money with respect. Learn more about how respect adds up at Santander by visiting santanderbank.com.
The cool thing about Seumalo, or excuse me, about Mailata, is they took him in the 7th round because they didn't want to compete with other teams to sign him as a free agent, and Stoutland's just done an unbelievable job with this kid.
Hackenberg throwing, and Carter, for the first time it seems all summer, can't come up with the catch. He had first down yardage, but had to stop and turn for the ball and couldn't haul it in.
Carter's had a great camp. Hackenberg does a nice job keeping the play alive and getting the ball out. Crossing route right here, wide open. He was a little more concerned with turning and getting upfield. Look, here's what I like with Hackenberg. He knows he's about to get hit. He hangs in the pocket. Xavier Cooper hits him anyway, but a good job getting the football out.
Cannon is back deep to field the punt. Jets should get some pretty good field position out of this one with just over 5 minutes left to go in the first half. That's a big, big punt. Cannon backed all the way up to his 25. Coming near side, though, and makes good use of that space, and it was Johnston who got a hand on him to force him out of bounds after a 65-yard punt, but a 27-yard return.
Now, this is a huge kick. The problem with huge kicks is when you drive it, you don't get the same hang time, and there's a longer distance to cover. So he kicks it, what, right on the goal line.
75 yards in the air.
75 in the air. The Jets drafted this kid Cannon to return kicks, and folks, he never returned punts in college, only kickoffs. He struggled with punt returns, but not on that one.
Blitz is coming from the corner. That means that somebody might be open downfield. They got it on the hands of Clive Walford from the quarterback John Wolford. The two can't hook up, and it's second down.
Yeah, Leroy Reynolds did a nice job. Linebacker was in man coverage that time. You're going to see him right here. Watch him get on the underneath hip, anticipate the outcut, and force the quarterback to have little to no angle to complete the pass.
Good 15 minutes the other day up in New York about what illegal contact is and what it isn't. How difficult to call that is for every official in the NFL. Here's West. Did a good job of making the first man miss. And Reeves will bring him down at the 42-yard line after a pickup of 4.
Yeah, Josh Sweat was in there, had a chance to make a tackle. Didn't make it. And Stephen Means won inside. Had two guys that won at the point of attack, and neither of them made a tackle.
So coming up on 4.5 left in this first half. We said Josh Sweat was going to get a lot of time tonight. Third down call at 6. Wolford stepping up in the pocket and sailing it over the hands of his receiver Charles Johnson. Had the open man, but he airmailed the ball to the near sideline, and the Jets bring out the punting unit.
So if we're looking at defensive line, I think they're probably going to keep 10 defensive linemen, but only 4 defensive tackles. I've got Cox, Vio, Nada, and Hector. Now, Jernigan, I believe, will probably be on the NFI heading into the season, which means he'll miss the first 6 weeks. The key to that is Michael Bennett, who's listed with the defensive ends, can also kick inside and play defensive tackle for them.
That flexibility really could be very big for this team, because you don't know when you're getting Jernigan back. Pooch kick well covered, coming back out of the end zone and into the field of play. Did he establish his feet back in before he made that play? That's a touchback.
Yeah, that's a good call, Scott. He never reestablished. You can see the Jets players in the end zone and in the air.
He's in the air, yep.
Never reestablished. So we talked about the defensive tackles. Who do I see making this roster as defensive ends?
Touchback.
Right now, I see 6. Brandon Graham, Barnett, Long, Michael Bennett with that outside-in capability. Josh Sweat, the rookie 4th-round pick, and Steven Means, who's made himself invaluable on special teams. I think the guys that are out are both candidates potentially for practice squad.
The defensive line, people have talked about it now for a couple of years. Great rotational depth for this team. It was one of the great strengths of the championship team last year.
And that's a hallmark of Jim Schwartz defenses. You know, the defensive line rotation, get after the quarterback with 4, keep them rested, and use the rotation.
Hackenberg's still in the game. What's going to happen here tonight is that first he's going to have to take a timeout as they were running out of time. But Hackenberg and Callahan will both play in the second half as well. At least that is the plan that we heard from Doug Peterson, the way things are expected to work. So Hackenberg struggling a little bit. And again, you're talking about a guy who's not had a whole lot of time with the playbook. And I've got to imagine, you know, one of the things he's been doing a quick study as best he can, but being able to call plays in the huddle, have it come in.
Yeah, he's been here a couple of weeks, and obviously there's been some hesitation in that huddle. Had to take a timeout there. Good push on the left side of the offensive line right there. Chance Warmack, former 1st-round pick at left guard. He looks tiny compared to Mailata, doesn't he? Hey, look at those two. Warmack's about 320. He looks tiny.
Yeah. That is amazing. Goes second down now and 5. Hackenberg in rhythm and throws right through the hands of Billy Brown. That's a second drop for Hackenberg, and then you go back to the interception, possibly a mistake on the route. Receivers haven't given a whole lot of help so far.
And that's a good throw in a tight window. I mean, a really good throw, because there was a safety over the top. There was another defensive back underneath. Billy Brown's got to catch that. Brown was worried about the hit coming from the safety more so than catching the football.
So 3rd down, called a long 4. Donnell Pumphrey, we haven't heard a whole lot about in the game once again in the backfield. Hackenberg sails it and gets it intercepted. Going back the other way. And Hackenberg has to make the tackle after the interception. He's going to put the Jets inside the Eagles' 10-yard line down at the 5. J.J. Wilcox.
So clean pocket. He sails a crossing route. Wide open. The interception by Wilcox, who used to play for the Cowboys. And the history of Hackenberg is, Scotty, I'm going to tell you point blank. Every game I watch him at Penn State, he'd make 2 or 3 throws that were outstanding. And you go, wow, very few people can make that throw. And then he'd make a decision or a bad throw where you'd go, wow, that's just awful. And I think the last 2 plays show that. He threw a great seam that was dropped, and then a poor location and an interception.
On the backfield, Thomas Rawls now, part of the Jets' defensive, I should say offensive backfield depth. He gets 3 on the carry. Zisha 2 with the tackle. And great opportunity for the Jets to add to their lead here late in this first half, thanks to a second interception and a poorly thrown ball by Hackenberg. On 2nd down, back to the ground, and nowhere for Rawls to go. They converge on him in the backfield, and he ends up losing a yard. Joe Osman was there.
I think both
Chuku as well.
Yeah, I think both defensive ends crashed in here. Osman and Chuku. There goes Osman from one side as Chuku comes in from the other. Sullivan was blitzing from the safety position. Nice job.
Well, they're winding it down, and they're going to take it all the way to the 2-minute warning now. Doug Peterson's team going to try to hold on 3rd down and goal. Been a rough preseason so far, and a rough night tonight in a number of respects. The Eagles down 3.
2 minutes remaining here in the first half at Lincoln Financial Field. The Jets driving again. The Eagles trailing 3-0. Eagles fans, take part in something that is very cool and will give you a chance to enjoy some real-life experiences with the Philadelphia Eagles. The 2018 Eagles Radiothon presented by Santander is live. Bid now at eaglesradiothon.com and tune into Sports Radio 94 WIP on September 4th and 5th to follow along with all of the action. Scott, up to you.
A lot of interesting things you can get there. You saw those guys right there. You got an opportunity. One of the things you can get is a chance to play golf with Merrill Reese. Now, you and I had that chance last year to play with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick. And
well, their combined handicap is like 12.
And they kicked our butts all over your course.
Mike Quick is really good, and Merrill is relentless. Like, I'm not even sure how he gets the club face back to the ball, but he does. It's just like right down the middle, about 112 yards. Chips and putts, and, you know, what'd you have, Merrill? 86.
Yeah, there you go. 3rd down. Play action. Look at a tuck and run, and just short of the goal line is Walford.
Yeah, nice decision by Walford. Joe Walker had the open field opportunity and couldn't finish the deal.
It was Osman who ultimately stopped him from getting into the end zone.
Good hustle by Osman. Chris Long told me he's the Energizer Bunny. Loves watching Osman. Osman had a big career in college. Came out of Central Michigan. Had about 1,000 sacks. And when you put the tape on, Chris Long was right. He is the Energizer Bunny. He just came off the edge, ran over running backs, ran over tackles, flew to the football, was relentless.
45.5 tackles for loss.
He had a great career. I really thought he was going to get drafted. He had a nice edge about him, too.
Jets are going to go for it on 4th down here after the Eagles took a timeout. And there's going to be a goal line stand. New York is turned away. As T-Shatu comes up and closes the hole. And for the 2nd week in a row, the Eagles defense puts up a goal line stand to keep the opponent out of the end zone.
And now the key is for the front guys to gain ground against the offense. If the defensive front can get upfield and win at the point of attack, then the linebackers can come in and clean up. And you'll see, look, who wins here? There's the defensive surge. Here come the linebackers. Great job by that entire front. Oh, boy, is that good. Shatu in the middle of that. Defensive guys love it, the goal line stand now.
Well, last week they turned the Browns away on 3rd and 4th down. So now the blitz coming. Hackenberg looks the other way, and there's all kinds of room to run. That's Pumphrey. His first touch this summer turns into a big gain of 25 yards.
Screen in your own end zone. That surprised me, as it did the Jets, and now they're in the hurry-up. Really nice opportunity to evaluate Hackenberg in the 2-minute offense.
Clock moving with 1:03 to go in the half. Stepping up, Hackenberg going to run it himself and sliding, giving himself up. Now remember, it's where he hits the ground while giving himself up, so he's a yard short of the 1st down.
And remember, folks, this year quarterbacks can give themselves up diving head first as opposed to only sliding feet first.
43 seconds and counting left in the half. And that's going to be 1st down yardage. It's Pumphrey again. That'll move the sticks, and that'll get a quick timeout from the Eagles with 34 seconds left in the half. Coming up at the half, Shelton Gibson's been making strides in the offseason. Find out the story behind his success in this week's edition of Unscripted. And we'll review the stats and storylines from the 1st half.
Let's take a look at Mailata again. It's just, I cannot believe how far he's come in this period of time. I mean, here he is working off the edge. There's the kick slide. Get your hands up. Now watch him envelop Donahue. Look at the inside leverage, and his hands are so strong that even sometimes, Scotty, he'll be too tall, and that's bad for an offensive lineman to be tall. You're supposed to drop your hips, bend your knees. sometimes he gets too tall, but his hands are so strong and he's so powerful, he just overwhelms people.
He's been very, very promising over the course of this summer. Eagles out of timeouts now, so Hackenberg's going to have to do this without benefit of a timeout. Got tripped up in the backfield as he throws that one incomplete.
See, Peterson lives for these situations. And they do a really nice job practicing situational football every day.
Harder to do with a guy who doesn't have a full grasp of the playbook yet in terms of what you're trying to do, but
right. No doubt.
But this actually might be a little bit easier than going the other way.
It's funny how a lot of the young college quarterbacks like the no huddle because that's what they grew up with.
Exactly. Hackenberg away from the rush, kind of air-mailed it a bit, and Pumphrey tiptoes out of bounds right around the midfield stripe after a 7-yard pickup.
Good job by Pumphrey. Mailata with heavy hands literally knocks Dylan Donahue to the ground. Watch this matchup again. Kick slide. Now watch the hand shoot. Yep. He's down.
That's more than a kick slide. Third down. That's a tremendous catch with a flag in the defensive backfield. Greg Ward laid out for the first down.
Just don't get in his face, Greg. You made a great catch.
The penalty's going to be on the Jets. Oh. Super catch.
Holding on the defense, number 40. That killer's decline. Result of the play, first down.
Penalty stops the clock, though. You got 20 seconds now. The Eagles didn't have the timeout, but now they're in Jet territory.
The cool thing is you're in field goal range right now, and you can take a couple of shots if you want to and see if Hackenberg can push it down the field. Oh, I thought they're on the 39, so that makes it for it to be about 57, 58-yard attempt. So my bad. It's still, it's makeable, but you want to get a little closer.
You got a field goal kicker who's got that kind of leg.
No
saw
doubt.
it, right?
No doubt. So did the New York Giants.
That was our introduction to the young man. Hackenberg's got all day to run the ball.
Carter with the block downfield. DeAndre Carter continues to do everything. Nice job by Hackenberg.
Now they've got to clock it. No timeouts. They got to get to the line.
3, 2, 1.
Nope. See what the officials say. You got a flag on the play, and I believe that's going to be on the offense, and that'll do the half.
Correct.
The half is over. No false start.
I believe they said that the clock ran out before the snap, but it would have been a false start had there. Right. So one way or another, the half was going to come to an end.
Well, we had 5-0 last week, right?
Yeah,
3-0 now.
Yeah, it's going the wrong way, isn't it? Let's go down to Dave Spadaro.
Well, obviously, Coach, a lot at stake tonight, and you could see it with the energy in that defensive stand.
Yeah, a lot of guys are playing hard. That's what you want in this last game, you know, and it's good to see.
Doug, what are these? I know your focus is tonight, but what is it like for these next few days, getting the roster set and also getting ready for the opener?
You know, I lean on Howie quite a bit, his team, and we're focused on Atlanta.
Coach, thanks so much. Doug Peterson, back to you, Scott.
So one half down and one half of preseason football left to go. Eagles trailing the New York Jets 3-0. Education process continues here with 30 more minutes of football to go in the preseason. Jordan Mailata, who played extensively in that first half. You just can't get him enough reps in terms of trying to continue to learn what he's trying to do with the position. He's got the football first to begin this second half, and DeAndre Carter will take a knee. Education's been moving on, though, for Mailata.
Better and better every week. Confused early in camp, but the strides he's made under Jeff Stoutland. Here they are before the game, working together. Here's Jason Peters working with them. And then into the game, bang. Great job locking out the outside linebacker again. Heavy hands, pushes him to the ground. Look how big that kick slide is. Easy depth, 6'8", 350, long arms, powerfully built, great balance, a lot of upside, and the kid's only 21 years old, folks.
More access to the Eagles, visit PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Hackenberg starts the second half, and he was in trouble immediately upon taking that snap. Xavier Cooper in on him very quickly in an incomplete pass on his first attempt here in the third quarter.
Rough outing so far for Hackenberg.
5 out of 11, 66 yards, and a pair of interceptions.
I thought Mailata was interesting on his, we asked about his balance. I told him I liked high school and college wrestlers. He said it's funny you say that because as rugby players in Australia, they used to run on the beach and then force him to wrestle afterwards. And he said I really developed a lot of balance from the wrestling.
Hackenberg keeping it himself, and that's a good looking gain to the near side as he's going to get it all the way out to the 47-yard line.
Hey, college concept. Watch the zone read here and the defensive end. Up. As soon as your shoulders go perpendicular like that, you're done. You got to keep them parallel. Great job by Hackenberg. What he's done so far, right, Scotty? The best thing he's done. He had one really good completion, but he's got 2 or 3 runs. That was a planned quarterback run and a couple scrambles that have been the best plays for him so far.
22 yards on the play and up near the midfield stripe now for the Eagles. It's back to Josh Adams, who's in, and he really hasn't had a whole lot of room to run in this one. That's his 8th carry, 12 yards on the night. Check that, his 11th carry and 23 yards on the night.
There's
Staley,
Deuce.
a watchful eye.
Love Deuce. I mean, Deuce demands excellence at that position. He played the position. We're going to talk about a guy that doesn't put up with anything. He demands pass protection. He demands that you block. Your reward is carrying the ball.
And another airmail throw. Greg Ward can't pull it in.
So what did we talk to Hackenberg about? Talked about footwork, about how he's worked on trying to limit his delivery. And to me, the whole thing with him has always been lack of consistency. And you're seeing all that happen tonight.
3 carries for 50 yards are good numbers. 2 big chunk runs. Got to get it down to the Jet 43-yard line to keep this drive moving. Flushed out. Running again. Got a chance, and he's going to get that first down. Skipping out of bounds. Who knew that Christian Hackenberg was a running quarterback?
And the thing that I like, though, is they're in cover 2-man, which is too deep, and everybody else is man-to-man underneath, which means their backs are turned to the quarterback. So when he gets the lane, all he's got to do is beat the defensive lineman to the corner because all the defensive backs and linebackers are up the field. Good recognition by quarterback Hackenberg. However, we want to see him throw the ball with accuracy.
I think he wants to see him throw the ball with accuracy, too. Almost a little trouble with the handle on the give to Pumphrey to the near side. He got 3.
Pumphrey's got a lot on the line tonight. And, you know, a 4th-round pick a year ago, underwhelmed in camp. Got hurt, came back this year. I thought he was more decisive. I thought he was quicker. Then he gets hurt again, and we don't see him till tonight. So, awful lot of pressure on one game to try and make a roster.
6,400 yards.
Yeah, his college career was outstanding.
Second down at 7. Adams back into the backfield. Another blitz coming. And looking the other way is Adams, who rolls over the defender and gets it down to about the 36-yard line.
So we keep talking about Mailata. Let's see how this is going here. Now he kick slides out to a wide linebacker, and he's too tall. Okay, he's kind of, instead of dropping and bending, but it still doesn't matter because he's so stinking powerful.
It's like watching that scene from The Blind Side, the movie, when Michael Orr has the little kid come in and just throws him to the ground.
Now, in real live NFL action, when he's going up against some different defensive ends, different size, there'll be another education involved. like there was one right there.
Hackenberg stood in nicely, but again, the pass is high as he was trying to find Carter. Looking in at about the 20.
About the third pass he sailed, but look at Maillat again. This time, the defensive end here, Donahue, is going to use his hands, okay? Push and pull through. That's a typical defensive end move, and Jordan Maillat is going to have to learn how to deal, especially when you start talking about the bigger guys that have more speed and strong hands.
Jake Elliott's going to try what's going to be a 55-yarder from that left hash.
Well, he was money last year, 5 for 6 at over 50.
He certainly got the leg, always did, and drills that one from 55 to tie the game. Scoring drives is scoring drive, and an education is an education. Drive summary brought to you by Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. 9 plays out of the half and 38 yards. It was Elliott from 55 yards out, tying this game at 3 as Christian Hackenberg largely uses his legs to lead his first scoring drive as an Eagles quarterback.
Yeah, we've got 2 33s on the kickoff team. In a regular season game, that wouldn't be cool. But Adams and Bosby, both of whom have impressed Dave Phipp as special teams players, again, trying to make the club. And with the new kickoff rules, there are going to be more kickoff returns.
There should very well be. We're talking to Dave Phipp about that this week, getting ready for this game and taking a look at how the rule is laid out. It's not only the shortened approach from the guys who are trying to cover the kick and the kicker himself in this situation, but there's balance on both sides, as you can see right there. There's guys that have to be in between the hash and the numbers, 3 on each side. I mean, it's balanced. It's a completely different thing. And of course, if you just do that, it really doesn't make any difference at all.
Doesn't matter,
right? Not even a little bit.
You know, I want to talk about Dave Phipp for a minute. We had a great meeting with him the other day, but he's one of the bright young coaches in the NFL. They hired him in 2013. Since that time, Scott, they've had 12 special teams touchdowns. That's #1 in the NFL. They've had 15 blocks since 2014. That's #1 in the NFL. So when you talk about both making big plays, which they do with regularity, and also being consistent and not giving up big plays. So they win the big play battle, and they also win the field position battle, and Dave Phipp is a huge part of it.
Alfred's there's a good play. And that's going to be a late flag as Jeremy Reeves was going up the ladder to try to knock that ball down or pick it off.
You could see him reading the quarterback's eyes from a long way. He got a great jump. I'm not sure he played the ball perfectly, but I love the jump. He trusted his eyes and drove on the football.
It was Walker who was there in coverage as
41,
well.
He's watch 41.
Defense, number 41. Ball replaced to the spot of the foul. First down, New York.
I don't like the call because I think he's going for the football. See, he's trying to go over the top and make a play on the ball. I mean, from my perspective, he didn't hit him in the back. He didn't. All he did was go for the football, and he's got as much right to it as the offensive player does.
Cannon dropped down for a loss of about 2. That was Bruce Hector, the rookie out of South Florida.
Really good camp for Hector. Jeremy Reeves.
Oh, 2nd down and 12 now. Standing in and throwing. It's Wolford to Walford. Leaving 2 yards shy of a first down. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. Grabbing yourself a cold Coke or a cold anything over the course of these last few days. Pretty good idea. We have had some hot weather here in Philly. Jets are just 1 for 8 on 3rd down conversions. They need 2 to move the sticks. Alford firing, got it, first down. Chad Hansen making the catch on his back hip for a 9-yard pickup and a Jet first down.
Hansen was, I think, a 4th round pick a year ago by the Jets. He ran a great 40, drafted by the Jets, but he only had 9 catches for 94 yards. And this year he finds himself on the bubble with Anunwa back. Terrell Pryor added. What's that?
Amazing part is he played more snaps than any other rookie, but only had the 9 catches. You're going to get a false start coming out of New York.
They hit a big career at Cal for Jared Goff.
False start, offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Talk about Jared Goff and those LA Rams. A lot of people think that's the pick in the NFC this year.
Eagles are going to get another opportunity at them this season.
Out there again, right? By virtue of coming in first place, they get both Minnesota and the Rams, other first place winners in the NFC.
We'll talk about the schedule as we move on here in this second half. And that's a big rush for Means, a strip sack with a flag on the play. Eagles have the football.
Means is relentless. He's carved out a niche on special teams, but because they're so good up front on defense, he doesn't get as many snaps as he could on another team.
Eagles are saying the penalties against the Jets after Kyle Wilson recovered the fumble.
So Means there was a good really good pocket for a while.
Holding, offense, right tackle. That penalty is declined. We're in the field, the fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
That was second turnover for the Jets. For the first time tonight, the Eagles going to start in Jets territory with a chance to take the lead. Temple University, Philadelphia's public university, is a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe preseason game number 4, but you get a strip sack, you're a happy man, you get to share the joy with your defensive coordinator.
I really enjoy watching Steven Means play. He's passionate about everything he does. Great get off there. Outstanding special teams player. He's 6'3", 263. Really powerful. Plays with an edge. When he gets an opportunity to rush the quarterback like he did right there, he makes plays. He's actually the guy that gave Jordan Mailata his welcome to the NFL moment in practice early in August.
That he was. First down, Hackenberg looking to throw. He's got a lot of time. Checked down and right through the hands of Josh Adams. That's at least the 3rd ball that's been dropped by an Eagles receiver, thrown by Hackenberg.
We were talking to Mailata, and I told him I saw Steven Means run right up his breastplate in a bull rush in early August in practice. And he started laughing. I said, "You remember that play?" He said, "Oh, yeah, that was my welcome to the NFL moment." And the cool thing is he said he went up to Steven Means later after practice. He said, "What did you see that made you run up the middle, up my middle?" He said, "You anchored with the wrong knee and you opened with the wrong hip. And I knew that I could come right up inside you and just drill you." And he knocked Mailata on his back. And it made an impression on Mailata how the little things matter.
Back to Adams again. This time he hauls it in. Now the 3rd down coming up after that 3-4 yard pickup.
CB South, local kid. Josh Adams, I'm talking about, of course, before Notre Dame, local Philadelphia area kid. Pumphrey back in the game. This is where you would figure Pumphrey's value is. You're talking about 3rd down, change of pace kind of guy, screens, isolations on linebackers. It looks like it's a man situation right there.
Jets are bringing a blitz, and there's your sack coming straight on through. Kendall Reyes out of UConn drops Hackenberg all the way back on the other side of the 45-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd and about 8 or 9. Ball's got to come out.
I'm not sure he had much of an opportunity to even set his feet on that play. One way or another, Johnston was a very gaudy average here in this game tonight. Trying to bury the Jets again. That is a bomb of a punt. Is it going to stop in time, though? Nope. As we continue to take a look at where this roster is going, Mike, or where it's going in your estimation, we've done it all night long. What's the running back position look like?
Well, Ajayi, Clement, and Sproles are locked in. They're the top 3 running backs. They'll get almost all of the offensive snaps. But then what do you do with special teams? So I've got these three guys as locks. I think Adams, the rookie from Notre Dame, is going to make this team. He's done a great job on special teams. I think these two guys are on the bubble. I think Smallwood especially, they know what he can do, which is why he's not in the lineup tonight. But Smallwood and the Notre Dame kid could make this team. I've only got 4. There very well could be 5.
And Matt Jones with the inability to hang on to the football that we saw in Cleveland last week, that obviously has to hurt him. Second down and 8 for New York. Just past the halfway point of this third quarter. Big time rush. Getting away from it. Walford makes something out of nothing, and that late hit is going to give the Jets a first down.
Winston Craig did a nice job. First-year player out of Richmond getting penetration, but he couldn't complete the sack. I think he beat Dakota Shipley. And they're going to call. Yep.
Once the quarterback's given himself up, that's it.
I know it's Joe.
Foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 59. With a late hit to the quarterback. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Every defensive player I've ever talked to about that rule right there always says, listen, if the quarterback wants protection, that's fine, but he's got to get down early, because the further he goes and plays cat and mouse with us, the more he's going to get hit. And I think that's a fair call.
That first down puts New York now at the 38-yard line. Trying to run a screen to the outside. McBride makes the first man miss, and he's going to get close to first down yardage, probably about a yard shy.
Yeah, and Bosby's on the bubble, and there was a big buzz about Bosby coming out of mini camps. He's got to make this tackle. Okay, bubble screen. Everybody's running it now. 2 guys are attacking. You get a chance for an open field tackle. Bosby's got to finish it. You can't give up 9 on a play that ought to get 1 or 2. Missed tackle, and Jim Schwartz is big on corners that tackle.
Lots of options for the Jets on 2nd and 1, but 4th game of the preseason. Take the path of least resistance. That would be run on the football for a first down in Eagle territory. Sante Brown, rookie out of Western Michigan.
Another one of those hybrid guys, a lot like Rouget Hill, and Nate Gary was a safety / linebacker at Western Michigan.
Had 22 tackles in a game last year.
He can run. He can really run.
Pressure coming, and the throw is incomplete. Let's go down to Dave Spadaro.
Well, I'm here with Pro Bowl tight end Zach Ertz. Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. Let's talk about the offense in 2018. It starts in 1 week. How excited are you?
Yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, obviously the preseason is a preseason. We've got a lot of good work against our defense the entire training camp. But come September 6th, this place is going to be rocking like it always does. We're going to have the banner lowered. It's going to be an amazing environment, but at the end of the day, we have a game to play, and that's what we're focused on as a team, as an offense, and it's going to be an exciting game.
Have you imagined what it's going to be like coming out here and celebrating the win in the Super Bowl and then getting ready for 2018? It all begins.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's kind of envisioned that first game. It's probably going to be the loudest, best atmosphere any of us have ever been in. The fans are going to bring it like they always do, but even more so. So I have thought about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm just excited to start the year. It's been so long since February 4th of last year, and I think everyone's just excited for this season.
Zach, now you are holding something in your hands, working on your hands. What is that? You've got a little soup, a can of soup there.
Oh yeah, Campbell's Chunky Soup, limited edition Super Bowl cans. You can find them at your local Acme markets. And so yeah, it's an unbelievable can. First of a kind. You got the Art Museum parade in the back. So there it is. There's that. There's the back. So it's all good.
And that is the sirloin burger with country vegetables. There's also the Chunky Classic Chicken Noodle Soup. Good.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can never go wrong with Campbell's Chunky Soup.
All right, Zach, thanks so much, and have a great season.
Thank you, guys.
You can check that out at PhiladelphiaEagles.com/chunky.
Yeah, sirloin burger is the best soup they ever put out. I'm sorry, I just won't accept any kind of an argument on that.
Wow. Spuds was into that.
Yeah.
He's all about the food, isn't he?
He is. and the bling.
If it's free, it's me, right? That's Spud's mantra.
Jets penalized there as they were moving the ball well after that big 20-yard pickup to Clive Walford. Blitz coming, it's picked up. And the pass a little bit too tall for Chad Hansen.
Yeah, overload blitz, stressing the right side of the Jets' offensive front, and Shandon Sullivan's in man coverage on the outside. Sullivan's played well. Again, I think he's he could have a nice opportunity to pass through to the practice squad. We ought to remind people, Scott, that to make it to the practice squad, you have to get cut first. You have to clear waivers with nobody claiming you, and then you can be re-signed to anybody's practice squad.
There's going to be a lot of that movement coming up over the course of the next couple of days.
Inside zone. Hector at the point of attack, Joe Walker at the point of attack, and a good job coming from the backside. I think that was Sweat.
Yep.
I'll tell you, some of these Eagles numbers I struggle with. I got to look for the different hairstyles.
Far side, Pete with the catch, well short of first down yardage, but certainly within field goal range now. Jets will get an opportunity to try one here. We're under 3.5 left to go here in this third quarter. Jason Myers has already hit a bomb of a field goal at 58 yards. This one's a 43-yarder. Plenty of leg. Right now it is a field goal game. 2:58 to go in the third quarter. All about the field goals here in this final preseason game of 2018. 6-3. Jets on top here, under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter of this final preseason game. Santander is proud to present the Eagles Legends community. For stories and features about retired Eagles and the rich history of the team, download the official Eagles mobile app today.
Jaws is everywhere, isn't he? There's a good group of football players there. Harold Carmichael, saw Bill Berge earlier.
Oh, yeah.
What a great legacy and history of this franchise, man.
And to think about that legacy and history and what it's going to mean to all of them when that banner gets unfurled here on Thursday night.
Last championship football-wise was 1960 over Vince Lombardi's Packers.
So a touchback, and Christian Hackenberg get it out at the 25-yard line to begin his next drive. The Eagles official fan jewelry collection celebrates the Eagles Super Bowl 52 championship. Shop this exclusive limited edition line of finely crafted jewelry at jostens.com/Eagles.
There it is.
That was back at Franklin Field, 1960.
Went to see Ray Didinger's play last week, Tommy and me.
How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. And the shot we're looking at right now, everybody in Philly knows Ray Didinger, but the shot you're looking at is his son, the cameraman here, Dave Didinger, does an awesome job for us, has worked for NFL Films, really talented young man, and I'm telling you, this Tommy and me play, really something.
Everything I've heard about it.
It's not just a football story, it's a great relationship story, and there's Dave.
There you go. On second down, back to the ground, Adams. Nowhere to run to, and he gets caught from behind back at the 29-yard line, lost a yard or two, so third down coming up.
Adams has not had a whole lot of room to run tonight. But they're getting him all lathered up, a bunch of touches.
12 carries now for 27 yards on the night for Josh Adams. Third down, they've got to get it to the 35. It was 4 for 12 on third down tonight. Hackenberg running up in the pocket, running once again, and giving his body up, but also the football. Down on the ground, it looks like the Jets have it at the 35.
He got sandwiched there. Xavier Cooper, who ended up with the football, was one of the two guys that hit him.
So that is a third turnover tonight for Christian Hackenberg.
Protect the football. The key hit came in from J.J. Wilcox. Xavier Cooper had a piece and then got the ball while it was on the ground. You can't be carrying it around like that. Put it away. Anticipate contact. The Eagles were plus 11 last year in turnover ratio, which is 4th best in the NFL, and one of the reasons they played in the Super Bowl. And I think one of the concerns that I have, and I think throughout the preseason, are the penalties and the turnovers.
They've been loose with the football, no doubt. So the Jets take over at the Eagles' 35-yard line. And when you have a defense that's as good as the Eagles' defense is, we've talked about it a couple of times tonight with regard to the kicking game, the punting game, the field position game.
Right.
When your defense is as good as the Eagles was last year, people don't understand how much that hidden yardage matters.
And you take care of the football, play great special teams. It's an amazing formula for winning football.
Second down, quick throw. Oh, that is a big-time hit, and that's flags all over the field after Leroy Reynolds leveled Sharon Peak.
Now, technically, he was not a defenseless receiver, I believe. This would be more about, I'm guessing, the helmet. Yes.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 50, lowering the helmet and initiating contact. A 15-yard penalty at the end of run.
And that's what it sounded like. So the rule is, and I heard a lot about that this week in that seminar in New York, you have to initiate the contact, you have to lower the helmet.
There's a lot of shoulder pad there.
It was all shoulder pad, but the thing is he lowered the helmet. The ball tipped out and could have almost been caught one-handed by Walford. That's the key, though. Whether the hit was with the helmet or not, he lowered the helmet to initiate contact.
You were at the seminar, I was not. I know we're trying to take the crown of the helmet and dropping the head out of the game on both sides of the ball. And anybody that played the game would be an advocate of that. However, if you drop the head and hit with the shoulder only, how's that a penalty?
I don't think it is.
But that's what I thought I saw.
That's what I thought I saw, too. Fumble as the ball hit the ground. It might have been down by contact at the 1-yard line on the carry from Thomas Rawls, and I believe that's what they're going to call. Yep.
Knee down.
Ball still under control.
No question.
Not quite to the 1.
Remember, Rawls played pretty well in Seattle a few years back. Nice career in the MAC.
This is the end of the third quarter.
So 3 quarters down, 15 minutes of the preseason to go, and the Eagles defensive unit will begin the 4th quarter trying to do what they've done these last couple of weeks and come up with another goal line stand. Buying or selling tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com/NFL. The only official resale marketplace of the NFL where 100% of the tickets are verified by Ticketmaster. Back to play now as we begin the 4th quarter. And that back corner throw to the end zone, well covered and incomplete.
Chandon Sullivan, who I think's had a really nice night tonight. An interception. He's been active both on special teams and in the defensive pass game. Press coverage versus Chad Hansen. Gets his hands on him. Forces the ball to be elevated.
You aren't watching earlier. The Eagles had another goal line stand earlier in this game, late in the first half. And they're trying to do that once again here right now. A bit of a scramble defensively as they set up now with Wolford working out of the shotgun.
Pick play and wide open, and the Jets can't take advantage of it. Eagles have a player down who got caught in a pick with, I believe, his own player. Watch what happens coming down here. Bang.
Oof.
I think Sullivan got drilled by Kyle Wilson, the linebacker. And the Jets can't complete a wide open pass to Charkandrick West.
It is Sullivan who's down on the ground, and he never saw that shot coming.
No.
Completely inadvertent, running into his own teammate, or getting run over by his own teammate.
Remember last week, we didn't do the game against Cleveland last week, but they had a great goal line stand of 4 consecutive passes. I hope he's okay.
Good news is he's up and on his feet.
Boy. Good for him. So let's understand what's happening on the goal line. Sullivan is in man here, and the linebacker Wilson is in man on the running back. This is a pick situation, and this linebacker's got to get over top. He's scared to death he's beat, so he's trying to keep it as tight as possible, and he drills his own man, Sullivan. Now, what happens in a lot of situations, teams will play in and out, meaning the linebacker will take the in-breaking cut, and the corner will take the out-breaking cut. But in that one, they were locked on their individual receivers.
Third down, Wolford throwing back in the end zone, can't complete it. Back there is Rasul Douglas making that play along the back line of the end zone, bringing up 4th down.
And Doug Peterson told us that Rasul Douglas needed to have a really consistent night. Nice job on the double move. In, back out, finds the ball at the last second, uses that 6'1" length to get a piece of it. You've got to be impressed with the Eagles' pass coverage inside the 5-yard line. Last week against Cleveland, 4 consecutive downs. Tonight, 3 consecutive.
So the very rare 19-yard field goal attempt coming now for New York. Flag on the play. Kick is good, but got to wait on the penalty flag. These situations, it's often whether the defense set up over top of the center on a field goal attempt, which you're no longer allowed to do. It's probably going to be the call, and they're going to go over and determine whether or not field goal is good. They take the penalty on the kickoff.
There's a Philly guy, right?
Yep.
Todd Bowles.
Absolutely.
Temple tough, man. Robbie Anderson, another Temple guy, is one of their wide receivers.
Illegal formation. Defense number 66 is lined up over the center. New York elects to decline the penalty. The field goal is good.
Nice job, Scott.
Just went to the seminar.
You're all over it, dude.
2018 Eagles Radiothon presented by Santander is live. Bid now at eaglesradiothon.com and tune into Sports Radio 94 WIP on September 4th and 5th to follow along with all the action. Season is almost upon us.
It's exciting, man. You know, and I look, you made a comment about the defense earlier, and I wanted to kind of take that another step. And, you know, I've heard people criticize Jim Schwartz's defense and their effort in the Super Bowl, even though they beat Tom Brady 41-33, right?
Right.
So I kind of look at the 2 playoff games prior to that, right? They beat Atlanta 15-10. And they smack the Minnesota Vikings. What was it, 31-7 or whatever? So they pitch a couple shutouts on defense and win a shootout against Tom Brady. And all I can tell you is there's a reason he's smiling. He's really good, and Howie Roseman has gotten him a bunch of talent.
Had a great rotation up front. Defensive backfield has been solidified. And remember, Darby got here late last year.
Right.
Then got hurt and missed some time. He's healthy. He's been here the entire of the preseason. You've got the safeties that you got that are as good as it gets. This is a very, very good defensive unit.
Look, they went to camp last year, and they didn't know who was going to open up at corner. And they trade for Ronald Darby. Nobody's throwing the football anywhere near Ronald Darby. He is a gifted young man. Jalen Mills has had an outstanding camp. Sidney Jones won the nickel competition, in my opinion. I mean, there's some talent. And I think you've got to give Howie Roseman, Joe Douglas, and that personnel staff an unbelievable amount of credit for a 2-year makeover culminating in a Super Bowl win.
Callahan back in the game now, and Matt Jones is in the backfield. Callahan, look out. Down he goes. Untouched on the blitz is Parry Nickerson, the rookie out of Tulane.
Yeah, he's their 6th round pick. Watch 43 coming off the edge right here. Unblocked off play action, ignores the play action as he should and goes right for the quarterback. While that was going on, Toby Weathersby, the front side tackle, got jacked also. That was just bad protection all around.
Second down in a bunch, call it 20. Throw that screen out. Pretty well blocked on the outside. Tim Wilson, the rookie, dancing out of bounds. Out across the 20 at the 21 for a gain of 6. Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager.
About Tim Wilson, Radnor High School. We talked about Josh Adams at CB South. We talked about the quarterback Callahan coming out of Absecon, New Jersey, and got a wideout from Radnor.
Third down now at 14. All kinds of movement. Watch him as the guy who, I believe, forced that false start.
Neutral zone infraction.
Yep.
Defense number 57. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Watcham is 6'5", 246, and he was a collegiate wide receiver, believe it or not, at Oregon State. Converted to edge rusher. Don't see that very often.
No.
Offensive lineman kind of happy. They always like it when the defensive guys get called offside.
Darius Prince in the game now, and he just came in motion now down to the near side. Third down and 9 for Callahan. A little bit of time. Throwing complete, but short of first down yardage to Rashard Davis. Stopped at the 31.
I can't
be forced to punt it away.
Can't stop watching Jordan Mailata. Watch the heavy hands here. Kick slide. Now, bang, mauled it. I mean, you see the head snap back, and regardless of whether he's standing tall or bending, guys are bouncing off those hands.
Some kind of upside.
Oh. And I just loved hanging out with him in the room. I mean, he's just like a bolt of electricity. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's 12 defenders, I believe.
12 men on defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and the yardage gained is enough for a first down.
There you go. No rest for the weary.
I mean, he's singing in our production meeting. He was talking about playing rugby.
Said it's all been about the process.
Process.
Yep, he's got that Australian accent. And he actually said the words, trust the process. I don't even know if he realizes in Philadelphia how well that's going to play.
I know he doesn't understand the secondary meaning there, no.
First down from the 36. Callahan on play action. Throwing. Great adjustment to the football and a catch by Tim Wilson for a first down at the Jet 49.
Good for Tim Wilson. 2 good catches tonight. Callahan started the game. Here comes Wilson. Across the field. Ball's behind them. Just a natural hand snatch. Excellent job.
2 catches for 21 yards now for Tim Wilson, and the Eagles on the move after benefit of that 12 men on the field penalty, keeping this drive alive. Callahan escaping, living to see another play.
You know, as well as Mailata's doing on the front side, Toby Weathersby's been struggling a little bit on the backside. There's been pressure on Callahan. Weathersby's a guy who had another year of eligibility at LSU, and I thought he should have used it. Now, I don't know anything about his personal situation. I'm just saying from a pure football perspective, I thought he could have hung in there, gotten another year of development, and perhaps gotten drafted.
Just 21 years old. It's Jones driving ahead, hanging out of the football, and getting it down inside the 42.
That's a powerful dude who had a bright future at one time. Came into the Washington Redskin organization. 240 pounds, and when he drops those shoulder pads, he can push a pile. The issue has always been ball security.
Well, he's the deep back here, the lone setback on 3rd down and 2.
They're under center, which usually means run.
Does he have an escort? Oh, he does not. Turned off, and I've got to imagine in this spot, you go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, unless there's something you really want to see from your field goal kicker, which you don't need to, right?
Now, you're talking about a darn near 60-yarder.
Yeah, you don't need it from Elliott.
But you do need to see something out of Callahan or Jones or the offensive lineman, and that's what we're talking about when we say it's all about evaluation in preseason football. Final score doesn't matter.
100%.
Crowd's into it. 4th and a long 2. Callahan throwing and right through the hands of his intended receiver. It was there for Billy Brown, and he couldn't haul it in. Brandon Bryant, the rookie from Mississippi State, there in coverage, and the Eagles give the ball up. They're turned away here early in the 4th. Jets with the ball back, leading 9-3 here early in the 4th. Before the game, Dave Spadaro caught up with a very familiar face in the Philadelphia sports scene.
Well, hard to believe on this sweltering night in South Philadelphia that hockey season is right around the corner and the Philadelphia Flyers ready to go, playing here at Lincoln Financial Field in February. Sean Couturier, what's it like playing in a big stadium, all these fans back home in Philadelphia? What's it going to be like?
It's different. It's obviously great experience, and you know, for me being here as a fan in the link, it's always a special atmosphere, always crazy, and hopefully we can get the same kind of atmosphere, and it should be a lot of fun.
Little taste of the playoffs last year. You feeling good about the Flyers 2018, 2019?
Yeah, I like our group. We have basically the same group. We're growing, we're maturing as it goes, and you know, guys need to be ready to take a step forward and you know, show what we're made of.
Cooch, thanks very much. We'll see you in South Philly at Lincoln Financial Field, February 23rd. Scott, back to you.
That is going to be a wild day.
That's pretty cool, huh?
You know, it's always cool to look at it when you see it in one of the other, but in our town, it's going to be fun.
Philly's had a pretty good couple of years, huh? We hosted the draft a couple of years ago. 3 days of festivities, no arrests. Showed the spirit, the typical spirit of Philadelphia that people don't appreciate around the country.
Still should be hosting the draft.
Win a Super Bowl. I mean, things are cracking in Philly, man.
I mean, you've been here your whole life.
Yep.
I've been here for 35 years. I was so proud of our city that week of the draft. Just an incredible job of putting on a show, of having it be fun, safe, enjoyable. It was just a tremendous experience. I was stunned when they said it wasn't going to come back for a second year.
You know that my job is the draft every year. I've been to, I can't tell you how many in New York City, then a couple years in Chicago, Philly, then to Dallas. And out of all the years, I don't think there's anywhere near as much excitement in a downtown area as we had in Philadelphia.
Ooh, great close on the ball. Reeves got a hand on it. Now you got a late flag coming in from way down that right sideline.
I'm telling you, Reeves trusts his eyes, and he breaks on the football. Ball's going flat, and now he's driving inside.
There is no foul on the play. The ball was in the air when the foul occurred. It's an incomplete pass. It brings up 4th down.
That was textbook right there. Trust his eyes, driving the ball, used his inside or right arm to knock it down, and his left arm was around the waist in case something happened. Great job by Reeves.
When a player makes a play like that in preseason game number 4 late, you're trying to figure out what you're doing. How big a factor is a play like that? I mean, I know that the coaching staff knows what he can do. How big a factor is that?
It's a body of work, okay? And he keeps taking it. There are kids like him and DeAndre Carter and different players that have taken advantage of every snap they've gotten in training camp.
Carter going to let it bounce. And the Jets are going to down it just inside the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt, no return. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go for some players to prove themselves.
Tonight's game is brought to you by AAA, the right call for every drive. Visit AAA.com. Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. NRG, the official energy provider of the Philadelphia Eagles. And by Rothman Institute at Jefferson, the official orthopedic and healthcare partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Doesn't matter what it is, it's Eagles football to some. It is exciting. First down as Eagles get it back. Trying to see if they can get this one. Let's go down to Dave Spadaro.
Guys, I've got a story that has nothing to do with this football game, but it does have to do with the Eagles' organizational culture. There's a sign, a Super Bowl sign in the Eagles locker room, and the Players Committee meeting with Doug Peterson, continuing a theme of this offseason. Turn the page. It's all about 2018. So that sign, when the Eagles get back to work on Sunday, will be gone from the Eagles locker room. The Players Committee and Doug Peterson agreeing that it's time to think about the Atlanta Falcons only. Last year was great, but it's all about doing it again in 2018.
And if I remember correctly, I think it was Malcolm Jenkins who's the one that was very vocal last week in the city about we don't need a reminder of the Super Bowl. We've turned the page, moved on, let's go get another one. And there he is.
I think it's the right mentality.
Malcolm Jenkins is one of the most impressive people, not just football players, but people I've ever met.
You know where I stand on that one. And now Matt Jones getting a couple of touches and a couple of chunks of yardage, leaving him 2 shy of a first down. So that game against Atlanta, this place will be rocking on Thursday night. Then the first quarter of the schedule at Tampa Bay, home for Indianapolis, at Tennessee.
Yeah, they've got the AFC South and the NFC South. They play all 8 of those teams, and they get a heavy dose in the first quarter of the schedule.
Game at Tennessee is no walk in the park, but Tampa Bay without Jameis Winston, and not sure necessarily what you're getting with Andrew Luck coming back from the Indianapolis team that was not very good last year.
And it's interesting because they don't even play a division game until week 6 against the Giants. And I believe that's a Thursday night game up at Giant Stadium. So Minnesota, one of the top teams in the league, at Giants on Thursday night. Carolina, always a tough battle. And then Jacksonville in London. Home game for Jacksonville. And what I think it's a real good time for the bye. You're halfway through the season and you're coming off a tough string of 4 games and then a long road trip.
I'm telling you, looking at that right now, you got 2 of those games that are being played at home, but Giants are going to be better than they were last year. Nobody likes playing a Thursday night game in terms of the short week.
Yep.
And then Jacksonville, a team that might be the best defense in the NFL, on the road in London. That October stretch is a tough stretch of football.
Yeah, it really is. And then you work into Dallas at home, at New Orleans. Folks, New Orleans is going to be a good football team. The Giants and Washington. So 3 of the 4 division games in that third quarter.
They're down at short. 6:15 and counting left to go, and there's your first down.
And then they finish up with the 4th quarter of games at Dallas, at the Rams. That'll be a huge football game. Houston at home, which should be a vastly improved team with Deshaun Watson, and at Washington. So the way the schedule works out is you've got the AFC South, the NFC South, Minnesota, and the Rams by virtue of being a first-place team, and then your division schedule.
You want to start well in September if you can, because as I said, October's got just a couple of really difficult situations, travel situations, and the like. That's a good throw right up the seam. Finding the tight end, Anthony Denham, for a first down in Jets territory at the 41.
Nice job by Denham making a tough catch just in camp this week. Outside release, nice throw, Callahan. And you can see, I mean, the kid's got 2 accrued seasons in the NFL with Green Bay. He's got some stuff.
At his first,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Scotty.
He had his first career actual game action, week 17 last year. After spending a lot of time in the preseason.
He's got some arm strength.
He's got 5 minutes now to try to put his team in front. Firing again. And there it is again, and that's going to be another first down. This time Billy Brown hangs on at the 30.
Back-to-back shots to his tight ends.
I know winning and losing doesn't matter in the preseason. You'd like to see a drive that produces a touchdown here.
Yeah, you're in a situation here, and you want to see these young guys take advantage of it. You're down 6, late fourth quarter. How do they react?
Giving Callahan time once again. Toward the end zone, picked off. It was there had he put some air underneath it, but Derek Jones on the underside with the interception at the 1-yard line, and the drive is turned away.
Callahan pumped it the other way, came back to his right, and as you said, a little bit underthrown because there's separation there. Derek Jones is a 6'2" corner, and you got to get some air under that football.
Drop it in that back corner of the end zone. You got a touchdown. As it is, it's an interception. Now the play is under review in terms of whether it's at the 1-yard line or whether it's a touchback. Tonight's official reviews are driven by AAA. I gotta think, to me, that looks like a touchback.
Well, his momentum carried him into the end zone where the ball broke the plane.
I don't know how he could have done anything but fall backward into the end zone with that ball, right? He wasn't trying to advance it out, certainly. He wasn't down, nor was he giving himself up. Have fun with that one this year, by the way, the first time a guy dives toward the pylon. Because as soon as you do that, the new rule is you have given yourself up. As soon as you leave your feet to dive toward that corner pylon, you've given yourself up.
Yeah, but it doesn't count till you land.
Right. But if you land short and roll in, you're short.
Yep.
After review of the play, the intercepted player, second foot came down on the goal line. Therefore, by rule, it is a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, New York.
I thought
Please
Cleat
put
was
4 minutes, 4 seconds on the game clock.
Wasn't Cleat taking the day off?
No, you know what this is? This is the 4th preseason game. So guys rotate in, they rotate back out again.
Wow.
Apparently it works with the officials that way too.
Is Lane Johnson?
He's not going in.
No.
4:04 left to go. Defense trying to put the clamps down one more time, maybe get another opportunity to get the football back.
Yeah, it's a shame Callahan didn't put some air under that because he had it.
It was there.
And he made a couple nice throws leading up to that throw.
On first down, that toss to the near side and some cutback running for George Atkinson the third.
There's a late.
Yep. Here it comes. Flags are late too.
It's 62. Antonio Garcia, who was a 3rd-round pick of New England a year ago. Dumb play by him. Just pushed the defender in the back after the whistle. Watch 62. He's working on Sullivan. Now the whistle's already been sounded and he goes after him again. So that's legal, that shot, but he continues after him.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 62. Penalty's half the distance from the end of the run towards the goal line. The down counts, it'll be 2nd down.
Celebrate your Super Bowl champion Eagles at the NFL Kickoff Experience on September 6th at Penn's Landing. Festivities start at 12 noon. Multi-platinum artist Shawn Mendes will perform at 6 p.m. Visit NFL.com/kickoff for details.
That place will be rocking.
This is going to be a party town on Thursday.
That place is going to be rocking.
You know, we only got 3 games this year. You think they'll let us do Thursday night's game? No.
I think you got to ask NBC, and that's probably a no.
All right. Could ask. Flags all over the field on that first running play. Corey Unlin Defensive backs coach for the Eagles.
Holding, offense, number 60. That penalty's declined. Brings up third down.
We get down toward the end of this final 4 minutes. Take a look at the bottom of your screen. All the folks involved with the Eagles and with our production team, first class all the way. They make our job so easy all summer long. A shout out to each and every one. Everybody, terrific job.
Scott, the Eagles people have been a joy to work with. They've been awesome. All they want is a quality broadcast, and really been fun.
And it's not just because Artie Kempner is the guy who's the coordinating producer and director. We have a fantastic crew.
I didn't know he was the coordinating producer. He got a new title, man. All the people in our truck are just awesome. All professionals. Been at this for a long time.
Chris doing a good job tonight, filling in for T-Man. Just everybody involved, top to bottom.
Could not be more proud of a group of people.
Well, the Jets will punt it away now. 3:39 left to go here in the game. Chance for a return, maybe. DeAndre Carter hit something out of nothing. Got 6 yards on the return after a 56-yard punt. And the offense will get one more try at least here with 3:28 left to go.
Joe Callahan back at quarterback as we continue saying thank you.
And as Nick Foles and Carson Wentz continue to look on from the sideline, one of them will be down under center for the first offensive snap here on Thursday night.
There's little Diddy, Dave Dittinger.
Callahan feels that pressure coming. And now throwing. It was there, but throw kind of drifted. Now the question is, did he get his foot in? He did not. Tim Wilson tried to lay out and keep his feet in. According to the officials, but unable to do so. So
Tim Wilson's shown great hands today, even though that was out of bounds. Look at those guys. Spotter, who's that guy?
Yep.
Huh?
Those are the ones who are here in the booth with us. Have to put up with us for 3 long nights this year, 4 long nights normally. Throw to the outside. It's going to be a first down.
Matt Jones has had a solid night tonight. Caught the ball cleanly, a couple good runs.
Thanks for our on-field audio. Big parabolic mic.
Is that his nickname?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're right. Matt Jones has had a very impressive night. Casey Rogers makes the tackle, but they're in Jets territory now at the 38. Yeah, there we are. See? This is the group that we keep around with us at all times.
Nice cut.
Jones got himself close to another first down. 2:41 to go. Had a lot of social media love that's been sent the way of this booth over the course of the summer. I want to thank everybody for that too. We have a good time doing this. Well, here you go. Right back where you were, or almost there anyway, just a couple of minutes ago. Down 6 inside the 30. Callahan trying to lead a go-ahead drive. And you had a false start on the left side of the Eagles line.
False start. Offense, number 68. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Mount Mailata moved early.
Well, you know what? You're not going to hide real well when you move early and you're that big.
It looked like half the half the stadium moved. And there's Stout, who Mailata kept was just like, I can't believe all the names he's called me, all the things he's yelled at me, but he makes me better.
Setting up the screen. Jones picking up a block. Not enough of a block along the outside.
Anthony Wint, rookie from FIU, made a good tackle there.
So we reach the 2-minute warning as the Eagles try to see if they can get up over the top. Let's take a look at our Live Fearless play of the game presented by Independence Blue Cross.
Stephen Means all over the field tonight. Special teams at defensive end. Big strip sack. Eagles recovered. His roster spot, in my mind, never in doubt. Love watching him play.
And so Means taking a break for the rest of the night. It's about the offense now as they try to figure out a way to get into the end zone, see whether or not they can ultimately walk away with a win. Who impressed you aside from Stephen Means tonight?
Well, we spent a lot of time talking about Mailata, the left tackle, and I think he's exceeded all expectations. I think Shandon Sullivan has had a good night tonight. And defensively, I think the linebacker Joe Walker has been all over the place, and you got to go watch the tape. But the running back situation, I think, is still up in the air. And Wendell Smallwood is in the mix, I think, with the Notre Dame kid Josh Adams, and I think it's going to be difficult for Pumphrey to find room because of that.
And so you look at it, we come down to these final 2 minutes of this game, and then all of that shuffling starts tomorrow. And Dave pointed it out at the top of the broadcast. You've got an 8-day span of time. It's never happened in that compressed a period of time. All the cuts, practice squad, waiver stuff to get you to your full roster, and then a game on Thursday.
Well, the only two teams it really affects like that are the Falcons and the Eagles. So, you know, the way they look at it, tomorrow, there's Howie Roseman. The way Howie looks at it is tomorrow is a normal Monday. And they're on their normal countdown for a game 6 days later. And there's a ton of pressure on Howie Roseman because he won't even have a practice squad till late Sunday, and he's got a game Thursday night.
So now 2nd down and 14 inside the 2-minute warning.
Good throw.
That's Brown inside the 25.
Where Callahan's had a lot of success tonight are with the tight ends in the middle of the field.
Clock is running.
Field goal's no good. They got to put the ball in the end zone. Plenty of time. 2 timeouts left, right?
Yep. Callahan, steady hand, and he's got a first down. Inside the 17-yard line. 1:20 to go.
Good shot to Wilson. Wilson showing sure hands again. Clock continues to run.
Kid from Absecon, New Jersey, trying to get into the end zone and win a ball game. Jones.
Or like our coordinating producer likes to call it, Absecon.
Well,
Absecon, New Jersey.
He lives in Delaware. They say Newark in Delaware. They say Newark up in North Jersey.
Like Absecon, really? Sounds like some kind of convention.
So 1 timeout left as the Eagles spend 1 there. 2nd down coming up, and 1:02 left to go in the game. Guys on the sidelines are thinking, okay, here's what we got in front of us tomorrow. Callahan's thinking, I need this right now. And the competitive edge, it's not, and he was very realistic about the fact that he was, you know, getting reps on tape for people to be able to look at so he can continue to play in the NFL. But the competitive side right now, you want to get it in.
No doubt.
2nd down, Wilson in motion. There's your throw and a leaping catch down at the 7-yard line.
But he's not out of bounds.
Nope.
Good catch by Rashard Davis.
They will mark him at the 6. 49 seconds and counting left to go. 1st and goal. Plenty of time, all kinds of opportunities. And with a timeout left, they can still run the ball. And now, a timeout called for.
The previous play is under review.
Now, is it under review for the catch or for the spot?
I'm just trying to see. I don't. I don't see a red.
Now it's inside 2 minutes. It's the booth.
Oh, that's exactly right.
But you know what, though? It certainly has nothing to do with the ball moving anymore, because that's not a rule anymore.
Both feet down. Control.
Yeah. Yep. As soon as he's got control of the ball, the catch is completed. That's it. Again, I paid attention on Monday.
Dude, you came out of there with pages of notes. I've never seen you invested like this as far as the rules.
Well, it was a long ride up to New York. I might as well get something out of it.
I'm not sure what this is all about, unless it's running the clock.
Now, and trying to, it could be whether or not he got out of bounds. He did not.
No.
He was definitely down inbounds with control of the ball. By the way, that whole controlling it through the ground ridiculousness, that's gone.
Yep.
That's not anything anymore.
The Des Bryant rule.
Yep. Tonight's official reviews driven by AAA.
Is that Carson down there talking to Callahan? Yep. Right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Let's go get a win, buddy.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a catch. First down.
Wow.
Oh, that was a sketchy review.
I agree. So now they'll start the clock on his.
Ready for play. There it is. And Callahan needs to be aware of that.
Exactly. They got to get out there quickly because they just lost 5 seconds.
Correct.
Clock is running with 30 seconds left to go. First and goal from the 6. Callahan firing. It's going to be complete and out of bounds to stop the clock to Billy Brown with 24 seconds left. So he got 2 down to the 4-yard line. Remember, you still have the timeout left. You could still, out of a spread formation,
you can run the football as long as you're getting in there close enough. What do we got? Second and goal on the 4, 24 seconds and 1 timeout. Playbook still open. Love the fact that Doug is still so invested in this.
You want to give this group of guys the best opportunity to try to succeed here.
Absolutely.
Second and goal. Remaining fans loving it. Callahan throwing. Jones got it. Reaching for the pylon. Touchdown!
Yeah, you got to get in there. If he puts it on you like that, you got to get it in. This will be automatically reviewed also. Really good drive from Matt Jones. Jones is in the flat.
I think he's in.
Yeah, sure looked like it. Here's the money shot. Doesn't have the ball yet, but now he's got it. Yep.
Nope, broke the plane. Not down yet. That touchdown should stand.
Really nice drive for Matt Jones, and I'm happy for him. He's had a rough preseason with ball security, but finished it off well tonight.
Touchdown does stand. Here is your extra point now. For all intents and purposes, trying to win the game. And it's good. 11-play, 73-yard drive. Matt Jones, a huge part of it. The question now is, you talk about where things are. Body of work for the entire of the preseason.
There's never been a doubt with Matt Jones about natural ability. I mean, height, weight, speed. He's a big, strong, fast dude. Had a great year or 2 in Washington, but kept fumbling the football, and they let him go.
Mailata getting his congratulations for holding down that left tackle spot more than ably here tonight.
He had a lot of work tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I think he was the most fun to watch of anything we had tonight. And you don't say that a whole lot about an offensive lineman in a preseason game.
They haven't been able to sing that song or do that chant in a really long
that cool?
time here. Yeah.
Look at this. Aaron Evans, the rookie from Central Florida, all jacked up with him. That's really cool.
Well, those guys worked hard for that 73-yard drive. 4th preseason game or not.
Look, offensive linemen are all cut from the same cloth. Look at these 2 guys. I love the O-line room.
The offensive line, when the regulars are playing, clearly one of the great strengths of this team. Drive summary brought to you by Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years. Matt Jones, the 4-yard touchdown catch, capping off a drive. It took a little bit more than 3 minutes and ended with just 18 seconds on the clock.
Great job by Callahan. Offensive line got a lot of push, and Matt Jones. Big piece of that drive. Very cool.
Pride of Holy Spirit High School feeling pretty good right now. He's still counting guys on the field right now and trying to figure out a way to win this game.
Well, they coach them they pay them to coach for 60 minutes, right? Offside.
Yep. That's going to end up being a sack for Means, but I believe
2 penalties on the Eagles that play.
That's no good. Sweat, I believe, was offside before the play started.
Yep. Means involved again. Look at Doug. Chris Wilson behind him as D-line coach, does a great job.
Doug is still very much into this right now.
Good for him.
There are 2 fouls against the defense on the play. Defense offsides, number 75, and that penalty's declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 51. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
And Doug was actually yelling at Stephen Means, saying, use your head. Game's over if you use your head. So that's one of the points of emphasis this year, and it's always a point of emphasis with quarterbacks and safety, but you can't body slam them, ever.
Got 11 seconds, so you can drop your defense pretty far back right now. The question that I have is, you watch a lot of tape.
Yeah.
John Wolford have the arm strength to be able to throw this ball toward the end zone right now?
Throw it towards the end zone. He's not getting it in the end zone. I don't think. He started 4 years at Wake Forest. Will probably prove me wrong here, although this looks like one of those plays where, you just pass it around behind and look for a.
You know what? You still have time. I'm going back to the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
You still have time to try to throw a 15-yard pass and give yourself a chance to throw one up the grass.
No doubt.
They've got 3 timeouts.
Correct.
But his name's not Tom Brady. Officials seem content to spend a little time together. Did you ever hear Merrill talking about that last play of the Super Bowl?
In what vein?
His broadcast booth was all the way at the other side of the field from where the throw was going. He was terrified he wasn't going to be able to see what happened because he was 125 yards away. Fortunately, he was able to see through a couple of bodies and saw it happen. But
that's funny. Now, why are we? Come on.
Eric Long working the phone. Bill Warndell.
Billy Warndell right there. Eric Long right there. Of course, we got Mike Quick right here. All-time Eagles great. And look at Tiny right there. There he is.
What are you calling him Tiny for?
It would be enforced from the spot where the quarterback was sacked. That yardage would be less distance than the 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. So we'll enforce the 5-yard defensive offside foul. And it'll be. What? It'll still be first down.
All right. Well, we got that sorted out.
I hope they don't try to change the clock now.
No, because the result of the play, well, yeah, they definitely have time to try to throw one here and call a timeout because they've got 3 of them. And that's what they're doing. Incomplete. Big time hit. Ironhead Gallen. I've wanted to say his name all night, and he comes up and makes the play.
Just signed this week at safety. Comes underneath, uses the shoulder pads. Apparently he's Ironhead because his father loved Craig Ironhead Hayward.
Given name is DeShaunty. Yeah, he called him that when he was a kid, little guy, and then He went to Georgia Southern, started playing, and I guess he told somebody about it. People started picking it up. And now his name over his locker is not DeShanti, it's Ironhead Gallen.
God bless him. Big hit. He got here Monday.
Big time hit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Has resulted in a slow to get up situation. But Jordan Leggett's going to walk off under his own power, and you've got 7 seconds left right now. All right.
Big hit by Gallen. That was a clean, legal, big hit.
They still have the same opportunity here. You can do it in 5 seconds.
Yep.
That's how you got to play this. Now they're out of tries. And the Jets will not even call the timeout. It's over. Stephen Means with a sack, and the Eagles win the preseason finale by a final count of 10-9.
Stephen Means is one of the emotional leaders of this team. A lot of respect with Todd and Doug.
A lot of people made a lot, which doesn't mean a whole lot, about the fact that no team had gone 0-4 in the preseason and gone on to win the Super Bowl since they began the 16-game schedule. Now you don't have to worry about it.
Didn't the Detroit Lions go 4-0 and then not win a game after that?
Just goes to show you what wins and losses mean in the preseason. Carson Wentz, you'll see him at some point. This caps off our Eagles preseason broadcast. Many thanks to you for joining us this year, and thanks to everyone involved in making these broadcasts a success. Catch the Eagles regular season opener next Thursday night right here at Lincoln Financial Field, where they host the Atlanta Falcons. For Dave Spadaro, Mike Mayock, and our entire fantastic crew, I'm Scott Graham. Thanks so much, and good night from Lincoln Financial Field, where the final score is the Eagles 10, the New York Jets 9. Enjoy the year, everyone.